I believe we're live. I am going to need you all to bear with my microphone if it has a little bit of hissing. I forgot to order the replacement cable. That's on me. I will have it by next week. But thank goodness I did not need to film a video this week. My hair looks kind of crazy. Are we okay with this? Okay. It's a bit doubled. That doesn't make sense. It's not doubled on my end. Hi, Captain Nuki. Siboria, is there a chance you have me open in 2 tabs? Okay, it's not doubled for you. Okay, I just realized that I left my headphones in the other room. But I do have these guys I haven't used. Maybe just do this today. I was supposed to return them, but I forgot. But this is good because I was like running around with one pair of headphones I was trying to use for everything, and that was a lot, so. I would really just love it if my cats would stop eating my stuff. They're the reason, not even really Toast, mostly Ciabatta, is the reason that the other one is, hey, don't knock my baby over. Sheesh. No respect. No respect at all. Cute hat. Thank you, Hazanuki. I made these buttons myself. One says, it's me. And the other one says something about, I think the other one says, I'm the problem. LOL. Some stupid Taylor Swift joke. Oh my god. Who are we protecting from these headphones at this point? Why are they wrapped up this much? Okay. All right. Now I'm going to hear. That's on me. That's on me. I realized that I left my okay, yeah, no, actually the audio sounds great today. At least right now. There might be some buffering going on. I have no idea what that's about. Kind of feels like there's just a smidgen. Thank you, Furby. Appreciate. I see it on my end, but I don't know if you guys are seeing it on your end. It looks like just every once in a while I'm doing a little buffer. And I don't know what that's about, so I'm going to just delete, or sorry, I'm going to just close as much stuff on here as I possibly can. Looks good to you? Thought it was lagging hard while testing the audio, hearing the voice in just your non-speaking face. Weird. Yeah, I don't know. It's like it's doing some stuff on my end. Anyway. The point of this evening is another night of FNAF bingo. Enough dilly-dallying and lollygagging. Okay, I'm just gonna close Discord. I don't know why in my head that's the problem, but I don't need it. It freezes for like 0.2 seconds. Oh, it's a recent OBS thing. It didn't prompt me to update when I was looking earlier, but let me, what in the world? Let me check right quick. It's really like, I don't see it. Where is the tools? Check for updates. Okay, yeah, no updates currently available. So probably maybe nothing I can really do about it, eh? Woof. Let's lollygag professionally, at least. All right. Let me get FNAF Bingo pulled up on my end. There it is. Bingo Baker. How do I get... I need to go to just... No, I need the other one. Hang on. Okay, maybe this is good. No, I want to go... Ah! How do I... I don't know how to find my card. I needed to make edits. FNAF Theory. I can find it this way. Okay, I found it. Whew! Whew! Thought we lost it, but I found it. Okay, I needed to add some things to this. I needed to add some things to this. I mean, they do have to reopen Discord. I need to find... I'm gonna type in original artwork detected because we are going to see some theorists may have their own artwork. So we'll see if tonight's has that, but also I just wanted to edit. What did I say last time? Theory title contains solved. I was gonna put nervous tangent on here, so if I stop the video for a long period of time and like just go on a rant, yeah. Okay, so those are added now. Did we have other ones? There were other ones that I was supposed to add, but I forgot. Until today. Oh, need more proof? Well, then we know it's gonna be on there, but we'll do it for today at least. We'll put it on there for today. I know it's gonna happen. Are we only watching John's video today? It depends. We'll definitely watch John's video and get a bingo on it, I'm sure. And if we have time, we'll watch a second video. Am I interested in Power World now that it's fully out? It's just not really my type of game, but it's a good question. This will be your third time. So true, Furby. I have to agree with you there. If no bingo's first try, we should watch your Chica Secret Party video? Maybe. Are you in the Discord? You should drop it in the Discord if so. You're playing Power World right now? Awesome. Oh, a lovely gay cat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome. Okay, I think we can fill in one more spot before we start. What do we think? I'd like to round off this line. Was there any that I wanted to get rid of? I don't think so. Forgot to join when you had the membership. Scared? No. Oh my gosh. That's so sad. Famous YouTuber collab / voice acting. We already have Theorist collab. So I don't know if we need that. Cassidy mention. Do I have that? I already have Cassidy mention on here. I'll read off what I have right now, and if you guys get an idea. let me know. We have Just a Theory, Theorist Collab, Bite of 87, Crying Child referred to as Dave, Cassidy mentioned, Fall Fest mentioned, Books used as evidence, Will Care, Theorist Cooked, Theorist has less than 1K subs, Joke Makes Me Laugh, FNAF World used as evidence, Free Space, Chica's Secret Party, Edwin Hate, Fiona Love, PNG Tuber, that one shocked Freddy face. And I think I will, for that, I will accept either classic Freddy or Glamrock Freddy going forward, because some people are using the Glamrock Freddy variation of that face, and I you know, I want to count it. You've already seen the video, so you'd be cheating. Fair enough, fair enough. I don't have a prize for bingo today, but if you guys want, we can do gifted subs for if somebody gets a bingo, that means that I'll give some subs. It's just the easiest way I can like handle it. Vanny I have on here. Gregbot mentioned, Pizzaplex mentioned, Vanny mentioned, Possessed Mimic. Henry's still here, which is very specifically if Henry is mentioned in the newer version of or the newer games. Like if it's a theory about security breach or help wanted, ruin, and they mention Henry, then it's like Henry's still here. Movie theory, book theory, nervous is said in the video. Not my name, but like just if someone says the word. Other theorists mentioned, Moon.exe mentioned, Fun Times mentioned, Immortal and Restless used as evidence, not just shown or mentioned. If the theory is 5+ years old, it's all coming together, which is when if there's a moment in the theory where I go like, oh, like if I have like it's all coming together. Clickbait title I wanted to get rid of because I think that's really subjective. That is really subjective. David Murray mentioned Vanny is not Vanessa, so any allusion to the idea that these are two separate entities, or people, I should say. Phone Guy Audio, Princess Quest mentioned. Oh, wait, Tape Girl Audio I have. Hand unit audio. That was one that I wanted to add. Okay, you know what? Yeah, sure. Illusion discs. I like that. Okay, illusion disc mentioned. Okay, that's it. We're done. So now I am going to share this with you. Where is the generate? Okay, well, okay, hold on. Let me see. Oops. I just closed out of. It was just closed out of the stream thing, so I can't see you guys anymore. Hang on. There we go. Something what we missed. Not a bad one. Not a bad one. That's all we'll add for today, but I will continue to keep your suggestions in line. I think it's fun if we're adding things, taking things away. So there's always a little bit of a mystery afoot. So let me grab the actual bingo link. And let me make sure it's doing what it's supposed to do. I'm gonna generate a card first. And make sure I didn't get any newbies on here, which makes me nervous. So I'm gonna generate another card. I know I'm quote unquote cheating. I haven't watched this video though, but I'm just gonna keep generating cards to see if I get. Oh, yeah, this isn't the updated link. I need the updated link. How do I send you all this new one? It's not. There's not a thing here for it. Okay, let me hit save first. Oh, here it is. Okay, now I have it. Okay, now I have the URL, the new URL. Okay. Play with us. All right. If you get a bingo, make sure to let me know. If you get a bingo, make sure to let us know. I also need to make a place on the bingo side of things. Oh, that's me. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. I need to make a thing on the bingo side of stuff. So that I can, like, list out ones that we've called. Okay. God, okay, I need to, like, maybe my computer needs an update or something because it's stressing me out. Does it not work on phone? It should. Yeah, I guess you have to be able to do picture in picture. Or if you can watch me on a screen and do it. Oh my god. Toast, that is so whack what you just did. Okay, I need yet another window to have my FNAF Theory bingo card on. That's not it. That's that's the freaking chat. Okay. Now I'm generating a card. Boom. And then sorry, everything is crazy. Toast is like all up in my business right now. And then go to bingo. There we go. This needs to be this. Nope. This. Okay. There's my bingo card. And then I need to make a space for, like, listing out. So let me make this, like, smaller. I need to, like, list the ones that we've actually done. How do I make this not centered? Alignment left. Okay. Can I need to make these ones smaller. The moment when you do the exact opposite. Okay. I know that's real small, but I need room for all the called spaces. Okay. Now let's do a called spaces one. I could have done this beforehand, but I didn't. We kind of need this, though. Whoa. Whoa. Maybe I could put... Maybe I could do... Okay, look. Called spaces is like this. And then... No, that's confusing as all get out. Everything is confusing! Hi, Symphony. We're gonna get started really soon, I promise. Do we tell you the coordinate on the board if we spot them before you do? Well, you just say this. You just say the thing because where it is on my bingo card isn't where it is on your bingo card. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna put this down here. Actually, There. And then I'll put called spaces up here. And we'll just play it by ear with that. Theorist has a face. You can go ahead and mark if you have that one, because John FNAF, we know, is not a PNG tuber. There's always one we can call before it even starts, and that is one of them. All right. Hey, Tyrion, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Where's everyone going? Bingo? What? Oh, Saboria, yeah, if you're playing along with my card, then yes. But you can play along with your own card if you want to / can. I know some folks don't have the ability to do that for one reason or another, which I am so sorry about. Okay. I think we're basically ready to go now. I think we're basically ready to go. Are you all ready? Oh, fair enough, Saboria. I promise I won't get stressed about missing things. I'll only get stressed out if we can't agree whether or not a space can be called. So I'm hoping that we can all be on the same plane. Go ahead, make sure you got your bingo card. It's the pinned comment. Today we are reacting to FNAF's newest theory, which was just posted 5 days ago. I'm on the cusp of being relevant here. You know, it just is what it is. It just is what it is. I'm always going to be a little bit behind, you know, just a smidgen. Not a ton, just a smidgen. Okay. Oh my God. Toast, you keep bumping me, girl. Okay. And just like the thing says, I don't have a prize for tonight. If you want, we can just do gifted memberships if you get a bingo. But if you are a channel member, you can be a part of the Discord and send your card in chat in the Discord on the She's Always Streaming chat channel on there. And if you don't have that, I do have my email listed on my channel page. So if you want, you can send it through email that way. Okay. Toast, you cannot get back up or I am going to put you down because you were getting all tangled up in my headphones and it's stressing me out. I do not want you to get hurt. So relax. Okay.
I had a specific story for this in mind, okay, for Security Breach. I really did. And it is very different than the one that got in the game. And I think a part of that is the way that I conveyed that to Steel Wool.
So as we're building the game, I get an email from Scott. It says, hey, put this stuff in the game, like examine it as a producer would do. And I said, I have no idea what any of this means. He goes, yeah, put it in the game. Don't worry. I know.
Scott Cawthon is super secretive when it comes to the lore of Five Nights at Freddy's, and in order to keep everything a secret, he didn't tell Steelwool the story of Security Breach.
L. Scott. Can I just get some L. Scotts in chat? That wasn't cute. That simply wasn't cute behavior.
Instead, he only gave them pieces of the story he was trying to tell.
I was trying to tell Steel Wool to do specific things throughout the game, have specific characters do certain things, meanwhile not telling them what the story plot was.
Because of this, Steelwool, in an effort to flesh out the game, started filling in the blanks themselves.
That didn't work out very well because they got all of these pieces and they thought it was their job to connect them in a way that made sense.
So what we got on launch day was a game that featured the pieces of Scott's original story and the story that Steelwool created to fill in the blanks.
And so really what you ended up having were the same pieces, but telling completely different stories.
This whole situation is fascinating to me. So
all right, so we do have a new spot on the board. It's in reference to pieces. My thought about that is when a theorist says something cheeky like, I'm gonna put the pieces back together, or the pieces are in place for us, that kind of thing. But I will give you guys, if you think that the Scott referencing pieces like that, do we think that that counts? I will pose the question. Scared's already mentioned it. I'll let you weigh in a little bit on that, because for me it doesn't count, cuz like in my head it's like, oh, today I'm going to put the pieces together, or today I'm going to show you how the pieces are in place for us. Okay, fair enough. That's kind of my thought process too, but if y'all were of a differing mind, I could be convinced in that moment, you know? I agree, Captain Nuki. Okay. I appreciate that we're mostly of the same mind here. All right.
Spent the last few months researching and analyzing Security Breach in order to find Scott's pieces
big,
of
beautiful
the game,
game for
all in
all
an
of its
effort to
mess.
figure out Scott's original story for Security Breach. Let's get started. The first
I
thing we
love
need to do
this.
is find the pieces of Security Breach that belong to Scott. And there's actually a couple we already know about. Right before Security Breach released in December of 2021, Dawko did an interview with Steelwool Studios, where J-Top and Ray revealed that most of the arcade skins in the game came from Scott and his team.
One thing that you've already called out, like in videos, you know.
Oh my god. I'm gonna put this up here since he has a lot of text on screen. I'm gonna let
Scott and his team.
One thing that you've already called out, like in videos, you know.
Furby, they have to say Pizzaplex. If it's mentioned, that is like they say it, not just that it's shown. Yeah. Mention for me is very specifically like says those words. Yeah.
As far as noticing the arcade skins,
I'm sure he'll
the
say it
backgrounds,
though.
there are a lot.
There's a lot.
And the majority of them came from Scott. And he's got a team of artists, right?
This is important because not only do the arcade machines have references to every corner of the FNAF franchise, a lot of them also show GGY at the top of the leaderboards. This ends up being a major part of the story that we will come back to later. The next piece of Scott's original story actually comes from Scott himself.
Duck Therapist, is that a real question? FNAF has 732,000 subscribers.
In the interview with Dawko, Scott revealed that in his version of the story, Burntrap was never supposed to move.
When it comes to Burntrap, originally Burntrap was never supposed to move. He was supposed to just be something you saw in the corners, or like if you were walking past the machinery, you might be able to peek in between.
Oh shoot! I don't think I ever pinged everybody. I forgot to ping. Hold on, wait. I forgot to ping people. I forgot to ping. I forgot to ping everybody on Discord that we were streaming. All right, we'll give folks on I'm so glad that I sent out a message earlier to them. As soon as I scheduled the stream, I sent out a message on the Discord. Thank goodness I did that. Man, OBS is really messed up right now. I hope everything's okay. Like, I hope I'm not sounding crazy. Hey, Evan. Oh my gosh. It's funny. At least you were already here. Is Dawko considered a theorist? That was something I almost paused the video on. Dawko has technically theorized about FNAF. I don't know if I would consider him a theorist, though. He's another FNAF tuber, for sure. But is he another theorist? I'm going to say no. And I hope that we can all agree on that. But I don't mind adding a space in the future that's like interview footage shown, because I think that's a good space. I think it's not obviously in like every single FNAF theory, but it's in enough of them that I think it could be like a trope to show like Scott interview footage. Or we could do like a Reddit mention, like something Scott has posted on Reddit. You know what I'm saying? I think that is the vibe. Okay, Dammer, I imagine we'll get there. You're late for bingo. It's okay, who wants potatoes? It's okay. We barely are in the video. We're like not even 3 minutes in. You can still join. And I have it now to where the called spaces are on the screen. So you can actually see what we've called. If you look up at the top, it says the called spaces. And so far, all we've marked as theorist has a face, which I don't believe that I have. But it does seem like he's gonna say the word pizzaplex eventually, right? I would say there's a difference between making a theory and someone playing and discussing how they might see something being used for a theory. Yeah, fair enough, Diablos. I think that's right. I think that's right. Yeah, so I wouldn't call Daco a theorist. I would just call him a FNAF tuber. And I say just, you know, one of the main FNAF tubers. Okay. But so far, we're just talking mostly about this interview and Burntrap. So I don't think we have any bingo spaces yet. I'm gonna look through real quick. Oh shoot! Have you not marked your free space? Cause I sure haven't. Make sure to mark your ding-danged free space. I'm a goober. Don't forget that. This video is about FNAF, so we can mark our free space. Yeah, I'm going through. And so far, no. We do not have that. Okay. Let me pull OBS back up. Is this a tangent? No, this is not a tangent. I paused because I panicked because I forgot to ping all the Discord people. You'll know a tangent and I'll know a tangent. I'll tell you what. When I go on a tangent, you will know and I will know. I promise you that. I maybe could have called it rant. That might be better. Because when but it could be totally off topic. It doesn't have to be about the video. Because last time Kate and I just went on and on about something. And I was like, I have to make a space for this.
Between two things and see him in the corner or propped up against a wall.
If you're in the Discord and you hear me say something, let me know. Wait. Did he say pieces again? Did the piece... I didn't hear pieces. Oh, wait. Okay, no, he says next piece. Okay, hang on. I'll go back.
This ends up being a major part of the story that we will come back to later. The next piece of Scott's original story actually comes from Scott himself. In the interview with Daco, Scott revealed that in his version of the story, Burntrap was never supposed to move.
When it comes to Burntrap, originally, Burntrap was never supposed to move. He was supposed to just be something you saw in the corners, or like if you were walking past machinery, you might be able to peek in between two things and see him in the corner or propped up against a wall. Almost like some kind of decaying movie prop.
This is one of many things that Scott revealed in this interview, so I'll be referring back to this interview throughout the video. The next piece of Scott's original story that I'm gonna include are...
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. I'll let you put pieces for that. What is that one called exactly? I'll let you do pieces for that. Pieces reference. Yeah, I think that's all right. I think that's a good one. I don't think I even have it. Do you have pieces mentioned or pieces reference? Because if you do, you can mark it. Oops. All right. Go ahead and mark it. I've been told that this glitching or the freezing over here may be an OBS issue and not anything to do with me. Because I even like turned off my PC and restarted. Did he say Pizzaplex? I missed it. Oh yeah, he says Tales from the Pizzaplex. He says Tales from the Pizzaplex. Yes, Pizzaplex mentioned. That does count. Boop. That does count. He said it. Okay, he's also saying tails, so I'm gonna go back a skosh. Oops. I'm gonna go back a skosh and really dig into what he's saying about the books, because I don't know if this is him just mentioning the books or using them as evidence. Okay, so far we have called Theorist Has a Face, Pieces Reference, and Pizzaplex Mention. Game Slayer, I think that's a good call out. I think this is what we call a hallucination or phantom, especially since that's something Scott established in Ruin. You're probably right. It is probably meant to read as more of a it's probably meant to read more of as a hallucination. I think you're probably right about that, because I do personally believe that it's something that is manifesting because of the glitch trap influence over Gregory and Vanessa. Honestly. Hopefully I can hear a little bit better now. All right.
Movie prop.
This is one of many things that Scott revealed in this interview, so I'll be referring back to this interview throughout the video. The next piece of Scott's original story that I'm gonna include are the Tales from the Pizzaplex books. While I don't think they're in the same continuity as the games, I do think Scott was using them to point us in the right direction after Security Breach. So I think it's fair to use them at least as supporting evidence.
Okay, I mean, he's straight up just said using the books as evidence. So while this isn't necessarily like what I would consider, like in my head, normally it's like you'd be specifically referencing a Pizzaplex story. But one, he did talk about GGY a little bit earlier. And two, he straight up said books as evidence. So it's really hard not to just call it right here. So if you have books used as evidence, I would say go ahead and mark it. It doesn't look like I have it. Doesn't look like I have it. So I don't have it, but you might. And I need to write it on the OBS. Where's my backup? I need to write it down. Okay. Books used as evidence. I didn't save it. I hit cancel. All right. Sorry, sometimes I'm reading chat just to make sure everything's going well. Okay, let's get back into the video.
So far, we have a decent amount of pieces, but those ones were
This is so funny. He's saying pieces so many times.
actually the easy ones for me to figure out. These next pieces are definitely the biggest ones and required a lot more research. In my hunt to figure out what parts of Security Breach belong to Scott, my biggest breakthrough came from a website called voices.com. If you don't know our
Okay, this is so fun. This would be such a niche, rare bingo space. So really not worth it. But like, y'all, the amount of times that voices.com has helped us solve things about FNAF, I'm actually loving that this is a part of it.
already, back when Scott was making the FNAF games on his own, he used voices.com to find and hire voice actors. This is how he found most, if not all, of the voice actors for his games, including for Security Breach.
Yup.
This is interesting because
And it's so cool. It's just, I don't know, sorry. It's so cool. It's so cool. It makes me so like mad at myself for not being on voices.com. Do you know how many times I've visited that website with the intent purpose of uploading my skills and auditioning for things, and then I just don't do it because I get anxious that I don't have the correct equipment. Hi Soft, welcome in. This is not a tangent. I know what a tangent is.
Because even though Scott was no longer
Guys,
making the games,
you're making
he
me not wanna
still
pause.
personally chose and worked with some of the voice actors for Security
So
Breach.
true.
I say some because in my research, I found that out of all of the voice actors in Security Breach, Scott himself only hired 3 of them using voices.com. So by figuring out what voice actors Scott personally worked with, we can figure out what parts of the story likely belong to him. According to voices.com,
I feel like
the first
I know it's early in the video, but it's all coming together, because that was truly like a like new links were formed in my brain. You know what I'm saying? Like this happened in my brain. This that happened in my brain just now. I feel like I know it's early, but I feel like that might be happening. I feel like that might be the case. What do you mean by... What do you mean, Diablos? Where do I need to add a link on Discord to watch during bingo? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. We can do... We'll probably end up with Theorist Cooked. I wanna get to the crux of it yet. First, I wanna hear what he actually comes up with first. But you can go ahead and mark it's all coming together, okay? You can go ahead and mark it's all coming together. I think I need to duplicate this. So that I can do more spaces. Okay. Yeah, prepping. Right now we're preheating. To submit a video to watch for bingo, there should be a stream submissions channel up in the info and voting section of the Discord. And that is where you may submit. That used to be for like something else. I've kind of made a hybrid. Because remember when I used to say that if I'm not uploading a video, we will react to other theorists' videos and so on and so forth, and I would like lift up other people in the community, whether it was FNAF related or not. And then I didn't do that for a long time. I think that the bingo can be a way for us to do that, but sometimes I just want to watch theories like this. Oh, Saboria, good question. I think you're trying to get me to go on a tangent, but I'm okay with it this time. We'll probably end up calling this a nervous tangent. Where do I think he's going? Well, I'm trying to think who would be the 3 voices. Who would who would Scott have hired via voices? Who was that? Was the Burntrap trailer voice one of them? Hi, Zeta. It is fun. Tangent bait is crazy. It's happening now. I'm trying to think here. Maybe the Burntrap voice from the trailer? Or was that... Or do we know? Because I think Vanny... Maybe Vanny's voice actor. But I thought Vanny / Vanessa's... I thought those voice actors were from prior FNAF projects. But specifically hired for Security Breach. You know all 3. That's fun. Because it... God, I don't know. I gotta... You know what? I'll be honest. I'll be honest with you right now. I don't know where he's going. I don't know. I understand that John is using voices.com because these are decisions that Scott specifically made. It's just like when back in the day when we were like, oh, is the vengeful spirit a boy or a girl? You know, and Scott very specifically told the voice actor to do it both ways, you know? Oh, swag. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Okay. Well, hey. I'm glad that I'm on to something here. Cause like the whole mystery of Vanny, of course, is always going to be is always going to be a point of contention for me. But anyway. We'll call it Nervous Tangent. I'll let you have it. That combined with some of the other, like with me going on a whole thing about what these streams used to be versus what they are now is fine. And I have that one. Boom. I'm on my way. I'm frankly on my way. Imagine it's Mattbot is crazy. All right. We're going to find out. But so far, I mean, you could have a bingo already at this point. If you were really lucky, maybe you got a bingo already. Okay.
Voice actor that Scott hired for Security Breach was Matthew Curtis. And what's interesting about this is that Matthew's voice doesn't even show up in—
Oh my god! That's right. I called it. I know you already told me, but oh, that's gonna be good. I know y'all already told me, but I still felt good.
the game. It shows up in the trailer.
Still feels good. Sorry.
For the game. Matthew was hired around January 28th, 2021, 1 month before the first gameplay trailer for
middle-aged 35 to 54.
Security Breach. In this trailer, we heard this voice for the first time.
When I first found you, you were nothing.
Theory!
You will do as I say. You will bring me what I want.
This was the first and
Thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. Let's go. I don't know what happened to the flow alert. I've broken it somehow. I have fully broken the flow alert. I gotta be honest. What is that? Would it be is it a browser thing? Yes. I've fully broken the flow alert. Let me put it back. Hopefully it'll work. Where did it go? Oh my god. There it is. Okay. There we go. Thank you for becoming a Spark Beak boss. Put it over there. How's that? But thank you, Theory. I'm going to go ahead and say these 5 gifted memberships just since they didn't show up on the screen. Soft Lunar, you got one. Saboria, you got one. Pyro, you got one. Average Gamer Guy, you got one. And Warland Games and Art, you got one. Captain Nuki, there is a thing that you have to turn on. Mine seemed to be turned on by default. Did you just send me a poop? I can't believe you just did that. Happy poop. What crazy world are we living in where I'm being sent happy poop? That's crazy. But yeah, I don't know what it is. I gotta go back. I want to listen to that guy again. Oh, this, I'm telling you, the way this isn't in the game and that makes me so mad. This is what would have been a nervous tangent. Like one that was unprompted. It's just when I'm like, oh, I'm so frustrated. Scott's bad communication skills are the reason his own freaking voice actor that he hired didn't end up in the game. Nat, thank you so much for the jewels. Since the sparkles. I'm sorry. Sparkly jewels. Hey, second A. Oh my god, not the clock. Oh, clock it. I thought it said it was a clock. Clock it. Oh, man. Lost your membership badge due to lack of dollar. No, I'm so sorry. 6-7. Thank you, Scared. I'm losing it. Y'all with the jewels. Y'all, one person does the jewels, and then you all gotta send the little stickers. You can't help yourselves. Technically, there's speculation that he voices one of Burntrap's voices, which is interesting that he laughs in like 5 different voices. What is this, some kind of mimic? Sorry, I have so much cat hair on my pants that it's like actually alarming. I don't even like... Is there a Discord link somewhere? It is on the channel page. I will post, since we just got some new memberships, I will go post it. 6, 7. I think that's over. Are we done with that? I feel like we're done with that. Let me go to posts. It's definitely on the post on the member page, but I don't post it constantly, so I can go back in here. Yeah, there it is. 1 month ago was the last time I posted it. Copy. Hello? Copy. And if this doesn't work, I'm sure somebody else in the Discord will drop like the actual link in there. Channel members. Ow. Well, you're the one that came up here and hurt me, so I don't really want to hear it, Toast. Okay. Should be on there now for noobs. According to your niece and nephew, Evan. That's funny. Game Slayer. Interesting. Who do I think the other 2 voices belong to? I'm like so sure Vanny was chosen or like as an actor from prior. Or like, but maybe Vanessa? I don't know. Maybe Gregory? What if it's one of the Glam Rocks? Ooh, Glam Rock! Monty Gator. Monty Gator. I believe Monty Gator. That's my second prediction. Monty Gator. Of all the Glam Rocks, Monty Gator. Haven't there been multiple Vanessas? Yeah, there have. There have. You're correct about that. When I first found you, you were nothing.
I first found you. You were nothing. You will do as I say. You will bring me what I want.
This was the first and the last time we heard from this character, and it turns out that even Matthew himself had no idea what character he was voicing. When a fan asked him if the character was William Afton, he responded, "Honestly, I don't know. I was never given a character name, but was told to expect more to do as the character in the future. It never panned out."
That stinks! Joke made nervous laugh. What did I laugh at? How do I never know when I laughed at a joke? Every single time I've laughed at a joke, y'all have had to tell me. I'm lagging bad, y'all. Look at that. That's bad. Why is that happening? I don't remember laughing at a joke.
This is yet another example of how secretive Scott was being about the story. Judging by Scott's review on Matthew's page saying great working with Matthew, super fast turnaround, I am fully convinced that all of the voice lines in this trailer were written by Scott. And on top of that, even the style of this trailer is very similar to how Scott used to make his trailers back in the day.
Scott Trainer!
It's just like an old FNAF trailer. I'm gonna
Oh
cry.
my god, he's so...
It's just like an
Look
old...
how little he is! He's a baby. I know, Cena. 35 to 54. I laughed at 35 to 54, which is not a joke. It's just what's on the screen. I laughed at that earlier because I was just like, 35 and 54 are just so far away from the same thing to me. I know he did you, baby. Bad cord management, Johnny boy. I bet you can afford the good stuff now. Those nice cable managers. Cat. I know, baby FNAF does deserve all the good things.
FNAF trailer! In my opinion, it seems like Scott was heavily involved in the making of
Captain Nuki. No, but valiant effort.
this trailer, but to be fair, Matthew isn't the only one speaking in the trailer. We also get some lines from Vanessa, voiced by Heather Masters.
Gregory,
Yeah,
we
Heather
can
Masters.
get you out of here. You and me together.
Even though there's no proof that Heather was also hired using Voices.com, she's already been working with Scott for years at this point, so I don't think he would need to use Voices.com to hire her. So I think it's safe to assume that if Matthew's lines were written by Scott, Heather's lines probably were too. So the first gameplay trailer of Security Breach is officially deemed a Scott piece of the story, but that's not all. We still have 2 voice actors left that were hired by Scott using Voices.com, and they are easily the most important.
So would you say Vanny and Vanessa are different given the different voice actors? No, the theorist would need to assert that they believe that the character Vanny and the character Vanessa are 2 separate people.
According to Voices.com, the final 2 voice actors that Scott hired for Security Breach were Leah Voicey and Penny
I was so wrong this time.
Balfour, 2 of the therapists from the retro CDs. As you probably know, the therapy CDs are the
didn't
most...
even consider the therapists! I didn't even consider the therapists. Dang. I wonder if I would have got there if I would have thought about it longer.
lore-filled part of the game. So the fact that they could have been 100% written by Scott would be a huge reveal. So I needed to make sure that I was right about this. Scott could have easily hired and worked with all of the voice actors for Security Breach, and only used voices.com to find some of them. So, in order to figure this out, I watched every single interview, panel, and Q&A from every voice actor in Security Breach to learn who hired them.
Okay, you know what? That is some dedication. Do we need a spot for like geez, the dedication? That is awesome.
And who they specifically worked with, Scott or Steel Wool. Here's what I found. Martis Fedek, who voices Gregory, Vanny, and Roxy, has mentioned being hired by Steel Wool and also working directly with Steel
She's so pretty.
Wool.
I met somebody who ended up then later coming on board with Steel Wool Studios. He asked me to audition for Roxanne and Gregory.
It's really cool working with the Steel Wool guys because it's easy to be comfortable working with them.
Yeah.
You know, you met them. Like,
yeah, I know. Steel Wool are amazing.
The same goes for Cameron Miller, who voices Monty.
I was doing things on stage. My director is actually married to one of the producers at Steel Wool. He goes, well, actually, we have this game if you want to audition for it.
When it comes to Kellen
Connections.
Goff, who voices Glamrock Freddy and Sun and Moon, things are slightly different. Kellen has stated that Scott personally hired him.
You know what's so interesting is I almost said Kellen Goff, but he was in Sister Location, right? Kellen Goff was in Sister Location, or at least Ultimate Custom Night. Anyway.
Him to voice Glamrock Freddy, but after he got the job, Scott sent him to work directly with Steel Wool.
Then I see this alligator. Maybe I could ask Scott if he's holding auditions for that one. He responded saying, actually, I had something else in mind for you. Would you like to read for Freddy? And I sent over what would be the first words of Glamrock Freddy, and he said, yep, that's it. I'm going to connect.
That's so cool. Scott needs to work on his communication skills. That is the lesson. If you can learn nothing else from Five Nights at Freddy's, please learn about communication. Yeah, I know he's the voice of Funtime Freddy. I just couldn't remember if he was Funtime Freddy only in Ultimate Custom Night or in both Sister Location and Ultimate Custom Night.
You with the Steel Wool guys.
I couldn't find any information about Heather Masters, who voices Vanessa in Glamrock Chica, but since she's also a veteran of the series, I think it's safe to assume she went through the same thing as Kellen. Hired on by Scott, but then was sent to work with Steel Wool. So basically, any line in the game that came from the Glamrocks, daycare attendant, Vanessa, Vanny, or Gregory were likely, for the most part, not entirely written by Scott.
Seeker, that is such an excellent question. Like, if I were Dawko, and I never could be. He's so kind when he's interviewing Scott, and I would just be like, brother, listen, you know, we all appreciate everything you've done for the community. I'm not one of those people who's gonna, like, harp on every stupid little thing or ask you stupid questions. But what in the heck did you think was about to happen? Like, be so for real right now. Like, at what moment did you realize how badly you had messed up? And what exactly was going on in your head when you expect a game company to make a game without the story? Yeah, Captain Nuki, it is a good one.
Since all of the voice actors for these characters recorded their lines directly with Steel
Exactly,
Wool. That
Sib.
then leaves Leah Voicey and Penny Balfour from the therapy CDs. Maybe Scott did the same thing with them
These are
as he
cuties,
did
too.
with Kellen. Hired them on and then
Girly
sent
Pop,
them to work with
she
Steel
looks
Wool
like she
to
belongs in
record their
Stardew
lines.
Valley.
But that's not the case, because after scrolling through 5 years worth of reviews on Leah Voicey's profile, I found a review left by Scott where he said Leah did great and nailed it on the first take. This heavily implies that
Young adult 18 to 35? A young adult goes all the way up to 35? When are you just like, so at 35, but okay. I just feel like it, once again, similar to the middle age, an 18-year-old does not sound like a 30-year-old. Like, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. I'm not saying that you're old by the time you're in your 30s. I'm just saying you don't sound 18. I agree, Zeta. I have to agree with you. I know there's no just adult. You're either young or middle-aged. I know, I'm thinking young adult to me, correct me if I'm wrong out there, young adult to me ends around 26. I feel like once you're entering your late 20s, you're kind of just adult. You're not young adult, you're just adult. You're adult now. You've been an adult for quite some time at this point. Yeah, Zeta. That's a gap. Like, and also no 18-year-old is a therapist. Do you know how much school you have to go to be a therapist? A therapist is gonna be on this upper range here. Maybe in the 20s. Maybe 28. Maybe.
Leah did great and nailed it on the first.
Can I be honest? This is a nervous tangent right here. I would not trust a therapist on 25 or under. If I find out my therapist is 25 years of age or under, you don't have enough life experience to be telling me how to live mine. Is that crazy? I'm so sorry to all the 20-ish to 25-ish-year-old therapists out there. Yeah, curiously, Casey, I like that transitional adult. Yeah. Leah did great and nailed it on the first take is high praise. I love that he dug through voices.com. They can be therapists for teenagers. Oh, Zeta, no! They didn't get your TV jokes. You gotta click with a therapist. You gotta click with your therapist. You don't be afraid to fire your therapist. Don't be afraid to do that. I have had so many therapist appointments where at the end of them, I'm just like, I'm never coming back here. I don't like this. Captain Nuki, you know what? That is a good counter. It's a good counterpoint. It's a good counterpoint. Still don't want him to be my therapist, though. I need to be a little bit older than that. I don't care if you're in your 20s, but you gotta be in your late 20s. Be a therapist for me.
Take. This heavily implies that he was the one that worked directly with Leah and Penny on the therapy CDs.
This actually tracks. Like, this actually makes a lot of sense to me. That Scott would have been like, I'm just gonna go record all these therapy CDs and then I'm gonna hand them to you.
In addition to Scott saying Matthew Curtis had a super fast turnaround and Penny Balfour was a pleasure to work with, I am fully convinced
Penny didn't
that
get it right on the first try, though.
Therapy CDs were written by Scott and are a piece of his original story for Security Breach. What's funny about this is that the therapy CDs were a huge reason Security Breach was so confusing, but now with this new information,
Oh, Scott, buddy, you did it again. Well, Matthew, that was what I was saying earlier, was I was just like, how would even somebody that young even be a therapist because of how much school you'd have to go to?
We know why it was so confusing. When the game first came out, we all played through it normally and got all of the endings. This was, for the most part, the Steelwool portion of the game. Every voice line you heard was recorded with Steelwool in the room, and most of the story beats you experienced were likely written by Steelwool as well. It wasn't until you took that extra step at the end of the game to find and listen to the CDs that the story started to get confusing. This is the moment Scott's original story started clashing with Steelwool's. So now that we have all of Scott's pieces of the game, let's figure out the—
So, let me pose a question to the chat. I know some of you have already seen this theory, but do we think maybe Gregory was supposed to be more of a brat in this? Because he's a bit of a brat. But do we think maybe he was supposed to be, like, hella brat in this? And Steelwool kind of wrote him a little more sympathetic than maybe he should have been? Saporia. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, yeah, fair enough. A lot of security breach lines were toned down, so maybe more toning down was done with Gregory as a whole. If they made Gregory any more unlikable, people would have rioted. That is so funny. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what my life experience is. I don't know what about me makes me like this. But I didn't have a problem with Gregory. I did. Like, I'm thinking of I'm taking him at face value off the rip, right? I'm not treating him like he's a liar. And I'm just like, this is a scared child who, like, thinks he's not going to get out of this pizzaplex, and theoretically also believes his life to be in danger. So I don't know. I think maybe he can be a little bit like, hello, let's get to it, Glamrock Freddy. I want to get out of here. I'm going to die. If you do not get me to that exit, I am going to become an absolute meat suit for this thing living in the basement. I'm sure I did also pick up on him being a bit of a brat. Like, I feel like I've said some, like, I feel like I've been on the other end of the spectrum with Gregory too, where I have just been like, okay, bro, chill. But I feel like that's more on, like, repeat playthroughs where you're just kind of like, oh my God. Because I can see a world where if you're playing as Gregory for long periods of time, he starts to get a little grating. FNAF fans can't handle a child character acting like a child. So real. Jaws. That's so funny. He operates on the methodology of an adult a bit too heavily. Okay, fair enough. Okay. Ugh, Evan, you said that. You said that. User! We already marked it, but yeah.
Story he was trying to tell. The main thing I learned while piecing this together is that the therapy CDs are the foundation of Scott's story. Every single Scott piece of the game ties back into those CDs in some way. And here's how. There are 16 CDs, with 8 of them being therapy sessions with Vanessa, and the other 8 being therapy sessions with Gregory.
I don't know that, but I would agree.
Vanessa's CDs, there's really only 2 big topics they touch on. Vanessa's traumatic childhood and a conversation she's been having with someone on her work computer. Let's start with her childhood. We learned that Vanessa has a dad named Bill, and when the therapist brings him up, Vanessa immediately gets uncomfortable.
I feel like I know your dad too, Bill, right? I'm sorry, what did you say? I try to do what I'm supposed to do.
We then learn about how Vanessa was manipulated by her dad when she was young.
I'm talking about the custody battle between your mum and your dad. Your dad didn't play fair, did he? He used to make your mum look bad in court. I suppose I don't need you to tell me it felt bad to have a parent scare you into saying things that weren't true. He manipulated you. It wasn't your fault.
It wasn't your fault.
Vanessa's dad forced her to lie about her mom in court so he could maintain custody of her. Vanessa's backstory is something people didn't really talk about for a while after the game came out. And this is because with her dad being named Bill, which is short for William, him being pure evil and manipulating his kid, and Vanessa's name in FNAF AR being Vanessa A, it seems that Vanessa might actually be an Afton. This was almost immediately written off by people because Vanessa didn't really exist in the story until now. As far as we knew, Afton only had 3 kids, Michael, Elizabeth, and the crying child. But then 2 years after—
Curiously, Casey. That's so funny, because, like, yeah, I know, I thought about Vanny a lot after security. Well, I should say, like, my theorizing did not start until much later, but I think Pure Hydro, I think what he's saying specifically that they weren't talking about the fact that she went through that custody court case. Like they were focused more on the idea that Vanessa could be an Afton, and that was kind of where it stopped. Like whether or not and that kind of thing. But I just don't think people were talking about the custody court battle, because I was talking about that in a theory some time ago now. I don't remember when, but like how I saw this as maybe a parallel to Elizabeth, and maybe Elizabeth was the one who really did the custody battle, and like Vanessa just has these memories of doing this, but maybe that's not really, or that maybe Glitch Trap like honed in on her because of that piece of her past being very parallel to something that Elizabeth went through. But yeah.
After Security Breach, the FNAF movie came out, featuring a character named Vanessa who looks exactly like Vanessa in the games and is the daughter of William Afton. But
movies used as evidence. Mark it if you got it. Do I got it? Movie. Why is my card so stanky? All right, movies used as evidence. Go ahead, mark it if you got it. Boop. These are going to have to be a different color. Hold on. Can I make these like a yellow? It didn't work. It didn't work. No, not background color, goober. The color of the font. There we go. I'm going to make these yellow because it's stressing me out how close they are to the other ones. This feels right. Okay. Now you can tell the difference. What is Vanny, my beloved, as opposed to mentioned? Because I love her. Oh, yeah. Vanny mentioned 100 times. Go ahead and mark that. If you have Vanny, my beloved, you can mark it. It's just because I love her. That's all it is. No. No. Not on mine, but maybe it's on yours. I'm gonna have to make these smaller. Thank you for calling it, because I forgot. Yeah, that purple person, we're stuck on John's because I'm chatting a lot.
doesn't stop there. We get another therapy CD about Vanessa's dad, where the therapist gives her advice on how to deal with her trauma.
Are you talking about your dad? You can't just ignore an issue. You have to face your memory of the experiences and process them so you can let it go, so you don't get triggered anymore.
The therapist tells her to face the memory of her traumatic experiences with her dad so she can process them and let them go. This is the exact same advice Vanessa is given in the FNAF 2 movie.
You remember how I would use my dreams to confront what happened with Garrett? It really helped me a lot. I think it can help you too.
You have to face your memory of the experiences and process them so you can let it go.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Dat purple person, yo. We are like, people saying you should never use the movies as a direct canon, right? You shouldn't say because this happened in the movie, it must happen in the games, and I need nothing else. But when we are making up the body of a character, and we're going to ignore how Scott would write this character in another medium, that makes me mad. Because people said that about the Silver Eyes too. And it's like, we can use the Silver Eyes to understand William Afton. We're not saying that he did the exact same things in the exact same order, you know? Go back 5 seconds. Okay, we'll do. Oops. I hate when it does that. I'll go back 10 even. I'll go back 15 even. Yeah, exactly.
Vanessa is given in the FNAF 2 movie.
You remember how I would use my dreams to confront what happened with Garrett? It really helped me a lot. I think it can help you too.
You have to.
Can I just say something? I don't think it did help him a lot. I'm sure it did. If you can use the logbook for my characterization, we can use the film for Vanessa's. Preach. Clock it.
Face your memory of the experiences and process them so you can let it go.
I don't think that's a good idea.
I don't like doing that.
She then literally faces the traumatic memories with her dad head on in an effort to overcome them. In the games, we learn that Vanessa's dad is extremely possessive of her, with him making her lie in court so he can maintain custody of her. This extremely possessive trait is also something we see from Afton in the movies.
Seeker, I see you.
You will always be mine. You shall always be mine.
This is where the first piece of Scott's original story comes into play, and it's something he said in his interview with Dawko. Scott revealed that he told Steelwool to put specific items in specific places.
I was trying to tell Steelwool to do specific things throughout the game. Put specific items in specific places. Have specific characters do certain things.
Well, when it comes to putting specific items in specific places, the only Scott piece of the game that's put in a very specific...
Curious, you get it. I'm like, I think the jury might be out on how much it helped you. The games give such little concrete narrative that I find it really silly to claim all the media is completely disconnected and you can't use them for evidence. So true. And he could literally have told us which piece or where. Yeah, I know. It's so funny how he's like, seems to have not learned a lesson. Toasty. No. You can't do that. You can't do that. No. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't play with my lights. Sorry, baby.
Big place are the therapy CDs, which were put in the Afton's living room from sister location.
With the popcorn.
Scott goes on to say this.
Like, isn't that weird? Like, isn't it weird that the popcorn is on the floor in there? We don't talk about that enough.
In my head, I was thinking, okay, when people find this, they will connect this to this to this, and it will all be revealed.
Maybe he thought when we found the Afton's living room, we'd connect it to the CDs, and therefore connect Vanessa and her dad, William, to the Aftons. When Dawko interviewed Steelwool, he asked them if there would be any Easter eggs in the game, in which Ray McCaffrey was
actually, purple. So true.
responded,
"Will there be any Easter eggs in Security Breach?"
You know, as we're building the game, I get an email from Scott. It says, "Hey, put this stuff in the game. Examine it as a producer would do." And I say, "I have no idea what any of this means." He goes, "Yep, put it in the game. Don't worry. I know."
To me, it sounds like he's talking about the Afton's living room from Sister Location and the therapy CDs. Daco specifically asked about Easter eggs, and the Afton living room is a huge Easter egg in the game. But at the same time, the therapy CDs in that room were likely something sent to them by Scott with no explanation.
I have no idea what any of this means. He goes, "Yep, put it in the game."
The next huge piece of Scott's original story involves the second topic in Vanessa's therapy CDs, the conversation she's having with someone on her work computer. These conversations are brought up 3 separate times by 3 separate therapists. This is because every time a therapist brings up the conversations, they're swapped out.
A routine check of your online history has revealed that you've spent quite a bit of time with someone in an encrypted conversation. Hi, go ahead. Sit down. I don't know. With someone in an encrypted conversation. Hi, go ahead. Sit down.
I was like, what the heck am I looking at? There's just this skull and crossbone emoji.
I don't know you. What happened to... Oh, we'll get to know each other in no time.
This happens 4 times over the 16 CDs, totaling 5 different therapists. The first 3 voiced by Michelle Moss, and the final 2 voiced by Leah Voicey and Penny Balfour. The therapists tell Vanessa that whoever she's talking to has hacked into her personal files.
This person who's been sending you messages has been hacking into your personal files too. These are the same files I have here. This person who is contacting you knows a lot about you.
They also tell Vanessa that it looks like this person is manipulating her.
The messages you're getting seem very manipulative in nature.
With that in mind, let's move on to Gregory's therapy CDs. And the thing about Gregory's is that he never actually says anything out loud in any of his 8 CDs.
So you're not talking to me again today. This isn't all that productive, you know.
The only reason...
Furby, such a good question. Why did Charlie start haunting a door? Is she stupid? Oh my god. They say it in friendly tones, but admitting you had no clue what you were doing and that the author doesn't know how to delegate. These are bad things. Oh, Pure Hydro. Have to agree with you. Have to agree.
We know that these belong to Gregory is because Scott confirmed it in the Tales from the Pizzaplex books. There's also multiple moments in the...
Okay. I'm glad that he says that. Because once upon a time, I was talking about how the therapists in Security Breach are the same ones as the ones in GGY, at least in the, like, sense that they were connected. That Gregory was likely receiving this therapy at school. Because they showed the therapist being at school in GGY. And people were like, no. And I can't even remember what it was now that they were like saying, but I was like they were like, I felt gaslit, quite frankly, by people, because I was just like, what the heck do you mean? Why is John kind of mogging? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you there. Because GGY spends so much time talking about these therapists and social workers. What was the question? It was, why would a therapist work for a school and Fazbear Entertainment? See, that's where people are like, not like, I feel like people aren't like with it. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not that they work for the school. It's that they work with the school. It's that they come to the school. It's that the therapists work out of office and in office, you know? And they say this in the game. Which CD is it? They say it in the game. They're like, oh, I go to schools and everything. Like, it literally says it in the game. This is what, like, I got so frustrated because I got, like, gaslit about it. And then I went back and I was like, I'm pretty sure they say it in the game that these therapists also work at schools. And they do. Every time I look up therapy CDs, it's like, do you mean the retro CDs? Not your argument, was just... Yeah, that purple person, yeah. I was reading it. I was not reading it like that. I was not reading it as if it was your argument. Yeah. I don't just work with corporations. I work with individuals and small groups. I even work in schools and wherever I'm needed. I don't know if it was the British one that did that, but, you know, it's like, why are we arguing with me? It was so annoying. I was so freaking annoyed when people were saying that to me. I'm like, I mean, because, like, I was like, oh, is that so? And then I was, like, going back and reading the freaking manuscript or transcripts of the therapy CDs, and she straight up just says it. She works with corporations, individuals, and in schools. That was a tangent.
Where the therapist implies that they're talking to a child.
You don't want me to get in trouble, do you? I could be put in the corner for a timeout. Yeah, you think that's funny, huh?
Can I just say that they are kind of acting like they're talking to like a 6-year-old child? I'm like, you know, maybe Gregory's not talking because y'all are talking to him like he's half his age.
But there's also another way I think Scott intended for us to figure this out, and that's through the next piece of Scott's story, the arcade skins he gave to Steel Wool. Like we established earlier, most of the arcade skins for the game came from Scott and his artists. And one thing about the arcade machines is that Gregory is at the top of the leaderboard on a lot of them. This is something we all overlooked until the story GGY from the Tales book
Now, not everybody overlooked.
Was released. In the story GGY, we learned that Gregory is hacking into the arcade machines at the Pizzaplex in order to get the highest scores. And wouldn't you know, one of the main things we learn about Patient 46 is that they're an extremely skilled hacker.
I'm surprised by your knowledge of computers. You're something of a phenom. Do you know what that word means? It means you have unusual skill, like a hacker.
Since Patient 46 never speaks in the therapy CDs, Scott maybe thought we'd figure out their identity by learning that Patient 46 is a hacker, and then connecting that to Gregory's absurdly high scores on the arcade machines. Even though it definitely seems far-fetched, I honestly can't think of any other reason Scott would put Gregory at the top of the leaderboards. But anyways, back to Gregory's therapy CDs. After revealing that Gregory is a hacker, the therapist brings up an encrypted conversation that Gregory is having with someone.
They say you were in communication with someone. The texts say it looked to them like it was an attempt to manipulate you.
Then the therapist reveals that Gregory wasn't the one being manipulated in these conversations, he was the one doing the manipulating.
Thing is, when I read the communications, I get something different out of them. I don't think you're being manipulated here. I think you're the one doing the manipulating.
So we have Vanessa, who's being manipulated.
See, this is the part where these therapists start acting more like they're investigative journalists and doing interviews and interrogations with Gregory rather than therapy sessions. It's a little weird. It's a little odd.
Manipulated by someone in an encrypted conversation, and then we have Gregory, who is manipulating someone in an encrypted conversation. This is Scott clearly telling us that Gregory is the one communicating with and manipulating Vanessa. Like I said earlier, every time a therapist brought up these encrypted conversations, they were swapped out. And in the Tales books, Scott revealed that this was because of Gregory. Gregory would lure each therapist to the Pizzaplex to have them killed. This is something that Scott heavily hinted towards in the therapy CDs as well. In the therapy CDs, Gregory is being told that the therapists are showing up dead, and he doesn't
That's why that emoji was used earlier, because that therapist died.
care.
Apparently, all 3 of your former therapists have gone missing. One of them was found dead. That doesn't seem
Mangled
to upset
by
you. Well,
machinery.
then I guess I'll go ahead and tell you that the woman's body was pretty messed up. That doesn't bother you.
It's so freaking crazy to me that a therapist is saying this to a child. Like, they shouldn't be dying. They should be losing their jobs. Right? Tell me I'm wrong. I just can't imagine a therapist being so interrogative in that way. Like, even if you think they did it, you're not the cops. You're not those people. That's not helping. He's coming for you next, Martha. I would maybe be a little bit chiller. Anyway, That purple person, I agree, but my theory is that it's a scooping. I'm not convinced that because it could be the mimic, 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 but I'm still gonna ride that they're getting scooped.
Either? This screams to me that Gregory was fully under the control of Glitchtrap, and this was basically
fair enough, Seeker, you know, fair enough. But they're like gentler with Vanessa. It's interesting. You're not crying yet.
Ahead and tell you that the woman's body was pretty messed up. That doesn't bother you either?
I just don't know how I feel about telling some kid that the body's messed up and mangled by machinery.
Seems to me that Gregory was fully under the control of Glitchtrap, and this was basically confirmed in the books as well. Right. Gregory's nickname in the books is literally the wizard's most favored apprentice. So not only is he under the control of
and
Glitchtrap,
Dr. Rabbit.
he's talking to and manipulating Vanessa on the behalf of Glitchtrap. Scott brings up these conversations so many times in the therapy CDs, so they must be important. Which leads into our next question: what were Gregory and Vanessa talking about in these conversations? Well, what if I told you that we've already heard a piece of these conversations 7 years ago? On October 23rd, 2019, we got the Curse of Dreadbear DLC for Help Wanted. In this DLC, we get our first look at the Vanny mask, and if you put it on while at the prize counter, you can hear Vanessa start to have a conversation with someone. In this conversation, she talks about the Vanny costume that she's creating.
Yes, I hear you. There's no miscommunication. I understand. No one suspects anything. Yes, I have it. I made it myself. I think you would like it.
This is the conversation that's brought up multiple times in the therapy CDs where Gregory is manipulating Vanessa. I know this because Vanessa is also confronted about this Vanny costume in the therapy CDs. But once that happens, she says this.
It looks like you were shopping for a costume. What was that? Did you say the costume is a secret?
I can't talk about this. He said he would always be watching. He could be here, or there, or anywhere in between.
On top of all of that—
oh my god. This is fascinating. I mean, I've always presumed that Gregory was, in fact, manipulating Vanessa and messing with, hacking into her files to find out about her past, because he did the same thing with the therapist in GGY.
After doing a little bit of research, I found that the voice actor for these specific lines from Help Wanted, Jesse Tang, was also hired by and worked directly with Scott, just like the therapist in the CDs. With him saying Jessica was terrific, she took direction well, and
once again, the turnaround was fast. Get it right on the first time, turnaround was fast. Peggy was just a pleasure to work with. Peggy.
Turnaround was very fast. So the idea that this conversation from Help Wanted and the therapy CDs are connected would make sense considering they were both directly written by Scott. These conversations were a huge part of Scott's original story, but it doesn't stop there. There's another piece of security breach that I believe belongs to Scott that we haven't talked about yet. In the therapy CDs, Gregory takes an ink blot test.
I saw some ink blot test results in your file. I like ink blot tests. You want to do one?
Gregory then takes the ink blot and says this.
How about this one? What do you see? You think it's a mask? Like a disguise? You like the idea of being disguised? Disguises let you be sort of invisible, don't they? You can get away with almost anything when you're invisible, can't you? Yeah, you like that idea?
See, like when she's talking to Gregory, she sounds like somebody who's doing a therapist's job of getting the information without alerting the child to the idea that they are maybe getting information, you know?
Not only does Gregory see a mask, he specifically added the line, disguises let you be sort of invisible. You can get away with almost anything when you're invisible. Why would Scott include this? Because it directly connects to one of the only times we see Vanny in Security Breach.
What was that?
That is a fountain.
Not the fountain. You didn't see the dancing rabbit lady right in front of us?
No, I did not.
Vanny is literally invisible when she's wearing the Vanny mask.
Right.
Yes, I have it. I think you would like it.
You like the idea of being disguised? You can get away with almost anything when you're invisible.
I already made this video, so this isn't impressing me.
Well, can't you?
This is something Scott doubled down on in Ruin. Whenever Cassie puts on the Vanny mask, she literally becomes invisible to the animatronics.
Yep.
And for those people who, rightfully so, say that the Vanny mask and the Vanny costume look completely different, Scott and Steelwool included this scene in Ruin to clear that up.
It's Gregory. Hey, she's wearing my mask.
This was very clearly shoehorned into the game to answer the question of, is the Vanny mask and the Vanny costume the same thing? And it turns out that even though they look different, they are the same thing. Like we talked about earlier, Scott told Steelwool to put specific items in specific places in Security Breach, but he also told them to do specific things throughout the game and have specific characters do certain things. I think this is what he was talking about. Scott telling Steelwool to put this specific scene in the game makes sense, considering it directly links to what he wrote in the therapy CDs. So now that we know that Gregory was fully under the control of Glitchtrap, a lot of pieces start falling into place. Gregory the hacker is the one who hacked into Vanessa's personal files.
It means you have unusual skill, like a hacker. This person who's been sending you messages has been hacking into your personal files too.
He did this to keep tabs on Vanessa's sessions, to make sure that she's not saying too much about their conversations. We also learn in the CDs that Gregory completely lied about having a traumatic childhood.
None of what you said in your file about your parents was true. The truth is, you had...
He just needed access to the therapist. Gregory created a troubled past for himself, or GGY, created a troubled past so he could have access to the therapist.
Great parents. A great childhood. Why did you lie?
I think he lied about his past so he could have a reason to meet with the therapist. He's actually a normal...
Again, John, you're so behind, brother. I've been saying this.
Kid that had a great childhood, but by pretending he has childhood trauma, he's able to get in with the same therapist as Vanessa. And if he finds out that Vanessa told them too much, he'd kill them off. In Vanessa's last two therapy tapes, we learn that she's about to be transferred to work at the Pizzaplex.
I understand you'll be transferring to a different location soon.
After Vanessa was transferred, we learned that Gregory was spotted talking to Vanny at the Pizzaplex.
I have this still shot the text pulled from the security footage that recorded you in the Pizzaplex. You're talking to someone or something. What are those things? They almost look like rabbit ears.
After only speaking through encrypted conversations, Vanessa and Gregory are now at the Pizzaplex talking in person. This was obviously supposed to be the big twist of the game. Gregory wasn't this random kid who just so happened to get trapped in the Pizzaplex. He was working with Vanny the whole time. And Scott actually had this planned since the beginning. Earlier, we figured out that Scott personally hired and worked with the voice actors for the first gameplay trailer for Security Breach. And you can hear presumably Glitchtrap say this.
You will do as I say. You will bring me what I want. And if you fail me, then you will. Both of you.
That's a good one.
The both of you line was always confusing, but knowing what we know now, both of you
wasn't confusing.
Referencing Vanessa and Gregory,
right?
Who were
I thought
both under the control of Glitchtrap.
Correct.
Gregory being under the control of Glitchtrap is obviously a big twist, but there's another piece of Scott's original story that I believe was going to be a bigger twist. In Help Wanted, one of the only lines of dialogue that Glitchtrap has is this.
Can you hear me? Are we gonna hear some
This
Tape
is
Girl
him
audio?
repeating a line that was said by Tape Girl.
Can you hear me? That's a bingo space, baby. Do you have Tape Girl audio? Because if you do, you can mark it. Copy. Duplicate. Here. Tape Girl audio. I need more proof, John, please. I know it's shocking he hasn't said it. It's literally genuinely shocking he hasn't said it. Maybe he's trying to move away from the branding. I don't think I have Tape Girl audio on mine. Have we added too many things to the bingo? Is it becoming too hard to get one?
This led people to believe that Scott had some version of the Mimic AI in mind since help wanted.
Right,
And I
yeah.
think that's entirely possible, considering
It's
what we
all-
learned
it's
from the therapy
definitively
CDs.
true.
There's one line
Right.
from the therapy CDs that I haven't seen many people talk about, and it's something the therapist says to Gregory.
Is it the electronics you like? I saw in your file that you have developed software programs that talk to you and repeat phrases.
Just like frickin' Charlie and the Silver Eyes, baby.
Right? The program asks you questions and prompts you for responses.
What? Gregory has developed software programs that talk to him.
What?
And repeat phrases. If we take this line literally, it seems to be heavily implying that Gregory created some version of what we now know as the Mimic AI. Obviously, this did not end up being the case because we have Edwin, but when Scott originally wrote these CDs, could that have been the plan? It's definitely not impossible, especially since Scott has explored this concept before. What we've learned over the years is that sometimes
Wait.
Scott will
I need to go backwards. What did he just say?
has developed software programs that talk to him and repeat phrases. If we take this line literally, it seems to be heavily implying that Gregory created some version of what we now know as the Mimic AI.
Is that really what we're saying? I thought it just meant that he could do that now because he was in like Glitch Trap was like up in his head.
Obviously, this did not end up being the case because we have Edwin, but when Scott originally wrote these CDs, could that have been the plan? It's definitely not impossible,
boy, we taking a
especially
big break and
since
come
Scott
back
has
and say
explored
this?
concept before. What we've learned over the years is that sometimes Scott will introduce a concept in a previous book or game, and then years later reuse it for something else. For example, the entire concept and story of the Mimic was explored by Scott before FNAF even existed, in Chipper and Sons Lumber Co. Quote, "There comes a time when all a beaver's rage and sorrow are poured into something, and it becomes stronger than himself." It reminds
Girl, yes. Isn't that crazy? Did you guys know that this happened? Cause like I went on a whole deep dive on Scott's old game, so I did know about this. But ain't that something?
Just watch we're gonna watch it. I promise we're gonna watch it.
the beaver's rage and sorrow are poured into something, and it becomes stronger than himself.
that
It reminds
something?
me of the time that I built an exact duplicate of myself, with fur and everything, but the silly thing didn't realize that it was a lumber bot, and tried to take over the place. I had to whack it with a shovel and bury it. Can you
Ain't that
imagine a
something?
robot thinking he was the real thing? Ha! Bleep bloop. Whoa, excuse me. Obviously, Scott has themes and story ideas that he's been fascinated by for a long time, including the idea of a rogue AI program. And the themes surrounding Gregory are no exception to that. The concept of a child prodigy creating an AI that was built to talk and repeat phrases is another idea Scott has explored before. In the Silver Eyes trilogy, Charlie is a child prodigy who invents an AI that talks to itself and learns on its own. She put
had
the
this
AI
exact
into
thought.
two
I just didn't know what
endoskeleton
to do with
heads
it.
that repeat hello, you, I, you are, am I? When Charlie's friend asks her what she's programming them to do, she responds, "I'm not exactly programming them to do anything. I'm helping them to learn."
That purple person, yes, that is so true. Ugh. That is so freaking real.
On their own. This is the one and only time
He's so
this is
close
brought
to
up
using
in the
FNAF World as
entire book
evidence, but he hasn't
series,
yet.
which makes me think that this was Scott testing out the idea of an extremely talented kid creating a rogue AI program. Although he never expanded
I don't know if he's gonna say this in the video. But Charlie ain't a kid. Say it with me now, chat. What is Charlie? Is Charlie a kid? Is Charlie a really smart kid? Be honest. Charlie's not a really smart kid, is she? She's a college student. She's a robot created by Henry. And the reason she knows how to do all the robot stuff is because she was programmed by Henry, who had all of those skills. He implanted, she is a manifestation of Henry's grief. Her sentience comes from Henry entirely. I mean, I know if she was a kid, her sentience would also come from Henry, but it would come from her mother too. And she doesn't have a mom. Thank you. Thank you. You see, I don't know if he's going to say this in the video, but if this is not a Gregbot theory, then it's not finished. And if it's not finished, I'm going to finish it. Anyway.
Upon it in the Silver Eyes, I think he could have been
Did he say
picking it back
Cassidy
up
in the
with Gregory,
video? I don't think
but
so.
there's one detail that could make or break this whole explanation. If Gregory was already under the control of Glitchtrap when he made the program, Glitchtrap obviously made him create it, and I think that probably is the case. The therapist says that while Gregory was talking to the program, it sounded like someone started...
Oh my god, Seeker, stop! Don't get me canceled! Not on my own stream! We're only supposed to do that on narrow Raven streams.
Responding to him.
When I study this, it sounds like there is someone else responding to you. Who is it?
I think this program was how he would communicate with Glitchtrap or Vanessa. Although that line about Gregory creating essentially the mimic AI is super weird. And until we get an explanation, those are the two possible ways I think it could be interpreted. Now it's time to talk about arguably the biggest thing we learned about Scott's original story. Burntrap was never supposed to move, and based on what Scott is saying, it seems like he was almost supposed to be an Easter egg. Like if you look between two objects, you'll see Burntrap just chilling in the corner. Scott said that Burntrap
that would have caused me to lose everything in my bowels. If I was walking around Security Breach and he was just in between two arcade machines. Not moving, nothing in the just that would have broken me. I love how the conversation happening about the music in chat. I'm just not going into it because I'm not as confident in that stuff. Saboria, that don't even surprise me anymore. I gotta be real honest. Is it me? Jessica, what are you talking about? Oh god.
It have a specific purpose, but he decided not to share it.
And you never fully understood what his purpose was. And he had a very specific purpose. And I'm not going to say what that purpose was, but...
God, I can't stand you! Scott Cawthon. Just tell us. What difference does it make?
Realistically, he never moved.
So in order to understand what Burntrap is, we first need to understand what Glitchtrap is. There is a lot of debate about if Glitchtrap is the actual spirit of William Afton or if it's just the mimic program mimicking William Afton. And
I haven't,
think
but I
it's a
did see
little
where
bit
it
of
was
both.
uploaded,
In the Daco
Adam.
interview, Scott actually shared his thoughts on Glitchtrap by saying,
I love the character, but I can't help my inclinations to lean sci-fi. So anything that involves possession of AI or possession of machines or circuitry, that I love that sort of thing. So I love the idea of Glitchtrap.
I think Scott was being pretty clear when he said that Glitchtrap is the result of a spirit possessing an AI.
Evan, that's it. That's it. That's it right there.
Pretty clear when he said that Glitchtrap is the result of a spirit possessing an AI program. And I think that AI is the mimic program, and the spirit possessing it is William Afton. In Help Wanted, it's very clear that Glitchtrap wanted out of the VR game.
It wants to escape through someone plugged into this game. That's, you know.
He wanted to re-enter the physical world, and at the time, his only way of doing that was through Vanessa. But now that Glitchtrap was successfully controlling Vanessa, he had a new goal, and this goal can be heard in Scott's Security Breach trailer.
You will do as I say. You will bring me what I want, and if you fail me, then you will, both of you, burn!
wants Vanessa and Gregory to bring him something, and I think that something is what we see at the end of the trailer.
There is more going on here than you realize.
Glitchtrap wants a physical body to inhabit, but not just any physical body, his body. The Pizzaplex just so happens to be built on top of the FNAF 6 pizzeria, where Afton's corpse lies. This shot with the purple lighting and everything feels like
thank you
it's
so much for the 10
screaming at
gifted
us that
memberships.
Afton is back. I genuinely think Burntrap was, and maybe still is, actually William Afton's corpse. And the reason we were supposed to see glimpses of him propped up against a wall and lifeless is because Vanessa hasn't put Glitchtrap into it yet. Seeing a lifeless Burntrap as an Easter egg might have acted as a hint towards what Vanessa was up to at the Pizzaplex.
There is more going on here than you realize.
I think this is
what I think.
I'm on board with all of this. I truly am on board with all of this. I actually really liked it when it was my original thought process about what Burntrap was, and everybody hated it so much, and I was like, oh, okay, my bad. Sorry about that. I messed up. I thought that this was cool. I was wrong. It's actually not cool. We hate this. But I was like, oh. Because, like, it makes so much sense with the power. Like, he comes out of the power source thing at the end. Like, Steel Wool really did set it up very well of what, like... I think I understand exactly why Steel Wool did what they did, you know? Like, based on the information that they had. Like, I understand why they were like, oh, I get it. She wants to put Glitchtrap into Burntrap, and she does that, and that's the final boss battle. Saboria, I hope it, I don't know that it prioritizes folks that are in here, but I hope so. I hate how the community decides whether a theory is correct or not based on do we like it, as if liking or disliking it had an influence on whether it's true or not. Valid. Very valid. Yeah, I have to agree with you there. Yeah, Yeah, Furby, that's what I'm saying. It's like, isn't this just how we did interpret security breach? But I think Steel Wool included that ending where Vanessa theoretically succeeds in putting Glitchtrap back into, or like putting William's spirit back into a body. People hated it, and that makes me just sad because I was like, "Aw, that's not cool to y'all." It's so cool to me. Weird. Like, I don't know. It's so much cooler to me than what we have now. I'll be honest with you. In my opinion. And that doesn't mean that I'm wrong, or sorry, that doesn't mean that everyone else is wrong and I'm right or something. Like, it just means that it is what it is, you know?
Scott's original idea for Burntrap was. Is it still true? I honestly think so, and that's because of what we see in Help Wanted 2.
Okay.
In one of the endings, we see
This is
Glitchtrap's
exactly what I'm
hand
talking
coming out of the
about!
charging pod in the exact same way Burntrap's did, obviously connecting Glitchtrap.
This is a part of Remnantplex 2 that's a video that I guess I'll never make. I'm like, why would I even make it? Everybody already knows. Because isn't that like William's whole thing? Thank you, that purple person. Thank you. I'm like, I'm sorry if you don't like it, but he is the villain. And they're like, can't we get a new villain? And I'm like, yeah, fans. I do want Vanny to be a big bad. I do think that would be so freaking cool. If William Afton was suddenly Vanessa now, and there was nothing he could do about it. Morse, that's so true. Ugh, it drives me crazy. I get so frustrated. I don't know, man. I don't know. I get frustrated. Because I'll be like on board with what people are saying, kind of no matter what. I mean, like, not no matter what, but it's like, I'll be like, oh, okay, that's interesting. And it's like, people are just, I'm shocked by how, like, patooey people are on stuff. I think you should do a Remnantplex Part 2 or rehash it because it's true. Thank you. There is, and it is. It is, and there is. I feel like I have so much pressure. Like, here's the thing. Here's what's going to happen. If I put out Remnantplex 2 and it doesn't even get 10,000 views, and you can call this whatever you want, vain, whatever, I might just not even want to do this crap anymore. Like, because my first video on Remnantplex, I kind of understand why it didn't take off. I really do. But I don't know if there's enough hype right now. I'm like, does it make any sense to upload that video right now? Does it make any sense to upload that video right now? Should I wait until there's more interest around the series? Because like I'm hard pressed to get 10K on a video. I think the last video I did that got 10K on it was a video about Baby, and then the one before that was a freaking video about a freaking David Lynch film project. like what people want to watch on my channel, what people will click on my channel is completely beyond me. I'm like, oh, okay, the video about rabbits, a 2005 series of videos, did better than like, I don't know, 5 of my most recent FNAF videos. You know? Thank you, Scared. But yeah. Morse, I agree with you. Yes. Oh my god. All that Baby stuff, I was like, this is so good. This is so good. Anyway. That purple person. Okay, thank you. I do need a lot of that energy. I need a lot of that energy. I have to be real with you. I don't know. I don't know. I need mountains of encouragement. I just don't. I can't. Because the first one, I really thought the first one would get at least 50K back in that day, back in that time, because that was the 10-year anniversary of FNAF. And it super didn't. Even after Raito's covered it, it didn't take off. And I was just like, dang, okay, I guess I'm just not it. And part of me is just really, I'm going to be real and I'm going to say this and then I'm going to get back to the video. But part of me is just like, is it because I'm a lady? Are we not going to like really prop me up because I'm a lady? But then Dual Process Theory's first freaking theory got covered by Game Theory. But they're PNG tubers. And you all love your PNG tubers. I'm gonna come right out and say it. Y'all love your little PNG tubers. I don't have the artistic skills for that. Too much competition, not as high enough. No, Furby, you know why it didn't take off though? Is because I know exactly why that video didn't take off. Because my whole Remnantplex theory is centered around Return to the Pit. Why would I do that? I had a reason. It made a lot of sense in the video, but who's clicking on that? I don't know. I tried changing the thumbnail and the video title, and it didn't help.
Trap to Burntrap. And then in the endings, we see Glitchtrap's hand coming out of the charging pod in the exact same way Burntrap's did.
That's what I'm talking about.
Obviously connecting Glitchtrap to Burntrap. And then in the Princess Quest ending, a giant Vanny crushes Glitchtrap in
Furby,
her
you're
hands.
so right.
Help 1 and 2 kind of felt like the we're
Remnantplex
sorry
has
for
gotta be an
bringing
hour
Afton
long.
back again, so let's get rid of him real quick. Game. In my interview with Steelwolf Studios, J-Top made it very clear that
this sucks though. I liked it. Whatever. F my drag, right? Scared. You're right. You know, it's so funny that you say it came out during a theory dry spell because it came out like a month before my Remnantplex theory.
This was the end for Glitchtrap.
Or after. It came around the same time.
So it is the end of Glitchtrap. Squished. Gone.
Bye-bye. This really feels like them moving on from
No, it didn't. I'm making that up. I think that video came out well before mine. Actually. My bad. I'm making a lie. I'm spreading misinformation.
This really feels like them moving on from the William Afton part of Glitchtrap, so we can now focus on the Mimic AI part of Glitchtrap. What's interesting to me about the things I found while researching for this video is that it all could still be true. Things like Gregory being under the control of Glitchtrap and working with Vanny, Vanessa maybe—
Is it not confirmed? I feel crazy in my head. Is that not, do we not just all agree with that that's a thing now? Like, maybe he's been really under a rock lately.
Being an Afton, Gregory creating a version of the Mimic AI, and Burntrap literally being Afton's corpse.
Is Gregory's version Helpy? Helpy? Food for thought.
Reanimated by Glitchtrap are all things that could still be true in the current story. But my biggest takeaway from this is that Security Breach could really benefit from a solid prequel. Imagine a game where we learn how Gregory fell under the control of Glitchtrap, and how Gregory broke free from Glitchtrap's control, with the game ending right where Security Breach begins. I want you to know that I could be wrong about literally everything I talked about in this video. Scott is the only one who knows what story he was trying to tell, so don't take everything I said here as fact.
I just think the only thing you missed is you called Charlie a child, and she's not. I'm gonna have to make that video. It's probably gonna be a little short one, but I got to talk about that.
The communication issues surrounding Security Breach, the story that was
I like
presented
yellow
in that
cake.
game is the story we've got.
no one was
and most
asking me, but I'm
recent
gonna say
games
it anyway.
seem to prove that Scott and Steelwool are back on the same page.
I hate it. I hate the page. Get a different page.
All that matters now
Fix
is
it.
making
Fix
things
it.
right by the fan base.
I'm
And
kidding.
anything that we do go
Ugh, y'all suck. Fan base, y'all are the real problem. Get it together.
going forward that
Sorry.
continues
I'm being a
that
goofball.
story or has the same thing.
Y'all are gonna take that out of context and get me in trouble. Don't do that.
I think we're just going to be in a much, much better situation to continue on.
I just thought it would be fun to try and figure out for myself what Scott's original story for Security Breach was. Subscribe if you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.
What do I do if I'm already subscribed? This is quite the recommended page, isn't it? What we are already quite literally doing right now. Chica's secret party. The transphobic FNAF story from Tales. Wow. No bingos? I haven't checked my email. Hang on. That's how we know. Oh wait, Theorist cooked. Mark Theorist cooked. Because I still do like it. If you have Theorist cooked, go ahead. Okay? Does the title contain solved? I didn't no, it doesn't. Go ahead and mention Theorist cooked if you haven't. When did he say it? When did he say need more proof? I didn't hear it. When did he say it? I didn't hear it. Can I look at the transcript? Yes, hold on. I can look at the script. Oh my god, I accidentally clicked on our stream. Hey, chill out. Okay. Not sort by, get in here. Transcript. I can just search it. Where? Show it. Oh, it's over here. What is it? What was it? What was it? What was it? Need more proof. Nope. No results found. It's not in there. Sorry. That's crazy that we added that just because we were going to be watching his video and he didn't even say it. What a loser. What a loser. I'm just kidding. Okay, let me read through everything. Make sure I didn't miss anything, okay? Just a theory? Did he say that? It's saying he didn't even say the word theory in this video. Okay, seems he didn't even say the word theory in this video, which is crazy. Where are y'all? There you are. Read my last comment. In her Princess Quest room, in Princess Quest, her room has 3 chairs for 3 family members. The door to the room where Glitchtrap is named the throne room in the files. That's the room where the only ruler should be. The queen is missing. Okay, I read it. Cassidy was not mentioned in the whole video. I swear to God. I will look one more time. Let me pull up the transcript again. Y'all need to get a grip. Show transcript. What does it say? Show transcript. I can't get out of the search feature. Okay. Cassidy. Yeah, not mentioned. Hi, Nick. All right, so no bingos, eh? Let me check my email. Wrong email. Yeah, I don't have any emails. Interesting. I got some weird notification earlier, and I had no idea what it was, and I thought maybe it was my email. I was like, my email sending me notifications now? Yeah, I guess no bingos. I guess we gotta watch something else, because we didn't even get a bingo. Can't send in Discord, but if you want to find my video, it's called Enough Already That Solved Chica's Secret Party. Let me see how long it is. No offense. Let me see how long it is. No offense. Okay? Because you were once. Oh, it's only 15 minutes. That ain't so bad. Do you have her... What is this thumbnail, Scared? Scared. What is this thumbnail? That's crazy. That is crazy. Okay, okay, okay. We'll do it. We'll do it. We'll do it. But just 1 second. You have the same plushie as me. You have my same plushie. You have my, the glitch trap one. You posted a video on Discord that's 20 minutes long. We're going to do this one first. But if we get a bingo quickly, we will hurry up. We'll clean the slate. We'll clean the slate. All right. So Theorist has a face. We've already done that once. We don't have. Man, should FNAF plush or FNAF merch in video be a bingo space? I feel like that would be a good bingo space. All right, let me look through this one more time. Wait, Edwin! Wait, but he didn't hate on Edwin. He just mentioned him. He did mention Edwin, though. Bird 87, Cassidy Fall Fest, Books uses evidence, will care. Theorist cooked, we marked. Theorist has less than 1 case of it's okay. FNAF World is evidence. Chica Secret Party, Edwin hate. Fiona Love, PNG Tuber, that one shocked Freddy face, Remnant. Did he talk about Remnant in the video? I don't think he did. Gregbot. Yeah. Okay. Pizzaplex, Vanny, Possessed Mimic. He technically talked about Possessed Glitch Trap, but I'll let you guys decide. Should we mark Possessed Mimic for that? Henry's still here. No. Movies use evidence. Yes. Movie theory, book theory. Nervous said. Other theorists mentioned. Moon.exe mentioned no. Fun Times mentioned no. Or Myrtle and Restless is evidence. No. Theory is 5+ years old. No. It's all coming together. Yes. Hand unit audio. No. David Murray mentioned no. Right? We didn't mention David Murray, right? Anyway. Vanny is not Vanessa. Phone guy audio. Princess Quest mentioned. Theorist has a face. Actual jump scare. Didn't see that. Tape girl audio. Lefty. Character deaths shown. I don't think we saw any character deaths. Unless... Should we count Arnold's death? Like, would you consider that Arnold's death? Because we did see the ending of the Mimic. Secret of the Mimic. He did. You guys made me count Glitch Trap Smush before. You made me count Glitch Traps. Yeah. You made me count that before. It's not really what I would consider character death shown, but I'll go, you know what? Mark it. For you, anything. Character death. Okay. Shown. Go ahead and mark character death shown. Before we get into this, let's do character death shown. How did we feel about... I can't with my face on screen right now. It's not a bad pause. I think you're kind of serving. Therapist? Mogging for real. Let's go. I don't see anybody saying if we're gonna count possessed mimic or not. I'll go ahead and let you all. Original artwork detected. I don't know if any of that was John's actual artwork. So I don't think we can mark that. Theory title contains soft no, nervous tangent, yes. Pieces reference, yes. Need more proof now. And no mention of illusion discs. So did that help? We got to mark one more space. We did mark, in fact, one more space. We can safely cross out Chica's secret party for this video. That's true. He usually makes his own renders for thumbnails, I think, but I don't know. Let me investigate briefly. Because he's really good about crediting people in his
Had a specific
shh, quiet. He's really good about crediting people in his descriptions. Chipper and Sons, Desolate Hope, Convention, Cameron. He doesn't credit. Oh, thumbnail by me and the Amazing Games P official. And I mean, do we want to call that original artwork? I'm still mourning. I know. Your pronouns are he, him, by the way. Thank you, Scared. Appreciate that. If I was saying any pronouns before, I'm sorry. I don't even remember. Duck, I swear. Womp womp. Okay. He did say the mimic program was possessed by Affin. Yeah, I don't know if we should count it or not. Because I know what I mean by possessed mimic. So, it's hard to say. Biff. I don't know. It's made by 2 different people, so I don't know who made what part of this. Yeah, I'm just comfortable not marking the original artwork, even though it might very well be a thing. We're just gonna we'll just get into the next video. All right, Scared. Welcome in. I didn't laugh. I didn't laugh at all. I laughed at my own jokes. I laughed at you guys. You guys are hilarious. I laughed at the lads like the whole freaking video. Laughed with the lads. All right. But we've marked a lot of spots. We've got unlucky bingo cards is what we've got. All right.
Hey, what's up, guys? Scared here, and today we are debunking the DCI. No, I'm just playing. Hey, what's up, guys? Scared here, and
let's go.
Been in
I already
denial.
did it. I laughed at a joke. Okay, mark off Chica's secret party and joke make me laugh. Okay. Mark off both of those. Solve is in the title. You can also mark that. I didn't even notice. It says solved, but I'll let you have it. I might be more strict on that later. Rebecca! Okay. We are marking a lot off now. What was it? Title contains solved. Yeah. Hey, I got a freaking bingo, baby! Am I the first? Am I so good at this game or what? Did anybody else get a bingo? Did we freaking do it? I need a soundboard. Let's go. Let's go. It's rigged. It's rigged in my favor. It is kind of sad because, like, Kate and I were the only people who got a bingo last time. And I am now the first person to get a bingo this time. Nobody has sent me anything. I'm not sure all of you are playing. You got a bingo low-key? Send it. I want to read it. Will you send it anyway? I want to look at it. But, okay, gifted membership it is. It's gifted membership time. Oh, not this. Money. Money. There you go. Curiously, Casey, I got you. Rebecca, I got you. Nuna, I got you. Senpai proves I got you. And Valhalla, I got you. Welcome to the Sparks. Welcome to the Sparks. It doesn't let me pick who I send them to, but could you imagine? I wish I could. Scared, I need to send you like $1. Do you have a coffee? Can I send you $1 and you can become a member again? Oh, we didn't say theorist under 1K, but I marked it when we got to my video. Right, oh no, and I was looking at that too, and I was gonna mark it. It would have happened. It would have happened. I want to send you $1 on your coffee so that you can re-become a member. We are now clearing the cards. Curiously, Casey. We're now clearing the cards. Okay, hang on. Let me go back in your video because your coffee's on here.
DCI. No, I'm just playing. Hey, what's up, guys?
Maybe one day. There it is. There it freaking is. Here's all your stuff. Hey, look, there's your pronouns. How kind. I love the thoughtful folks. I don't have to put pronouns in my stuff because it's in my name. Isn't that nice? It's just in the name. Okay, I'm going to your coffee. How do you... It's like dash, code-i.com. CKREDASF. Are we here? Yes. Tip. Oh my god. Oh my god. Doing so many work. We are getting new cards. Getting new cards. New card. Don't just clear the ones that are on your card. New card. New. Brand new card. Did I do it? I did it. It worked. Hopefully that worked. Yep, I got the email confirmation. Let's go. Okay, we need new cards. Captain Nuki also became a Spark. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, because I have you all here, would you rather be... I want to change Sparks. I'm not vibing with it anymore. Would you rather be icons, like computer icon, or .jpegs or something like that? Like .jpeg, .png? You also emailed the bingo card. I see it. Oh, I see multiples. Old bingo, but still. What's this one from? Joke makes nervous nap. Vanny, my beloved. FNAF free space. Movies uses evidence. Books uses evidence. Heck yeah. I don't know who else sent it, but can I be a panda? Absolutely, you can. I'll make a tier just for you. Okay, and then here is Curiously Casey's bingo. Chica Secret Party, Tape Girl Audio, FNAF, Theorist Cooked. It's all coming together. You had this too, like early. That's crazy. Oh my god. Oh my god. We've got so many bingos. And then we've got Theorist has less than 1K subs, which technically we hadn't marked yet, so we can mark it this time. But anyway, movies uses evidence. Free space. Pizzaplex mentioned it. Chica Secret Party. Love that. Love that. Love that. Yeah! We got you back in! Now you can go join the Discord. Now you can go join that Discord. Okay. Thank you guys so much for sending those. Oh, the lads coming through for me. I love seeing the bingos. Okay. We are refreshing your card. I am going to send out a new message just to remind everybody to refresh their card. It's the same link, but oh my god, let me unpin it. Why isn't it? Okay, whatever. Card refresh time. Okay. It is not letting me pin that. Okay, replace pin message. Heavens to bets. That was crazy. And Cherifine. Is that how you say your name? I have no idea. Charifine. You're looking Charifine over there with your new Spark badge. Let's go. You like PNG? As a PNG, you do have transparency. And we love transparency. Blackout bingo time. We will do a blackout bingo, but not right now. Not happening. We'll get into fun bingos when we've done more than 2 of these streams. Okay. We are now... I'm going to refresh my page. Oh, what? No. Paste and go. What the heck? Oh, no. No. I did the wrong one. Copy. Paste and go. Generate a card. And now I got a new card. Make sure you mark your free space. Just for today. Just because that's what the whole video is about. Normally, if we'd called something already, I wouldn't let you call it once we refresh. But we have not even truly started the video yet. And so I'm going to call you. I'm going to let you go ahead and remark Chica's Secret Party. Also, mark, Theorist has less than 1K subs. Because technically, I never called that one. Technically, I never called that one. But we are starting over. And the only things that you can mark are Theorist has a face. No, not Theorist has a face. We can mark Chica's Secret Party and Theorist has less than 1K subs. And you all can help change that by subscribing to Scared if you want. But Theorist does have a face. I know, but we marked it last time. We already had it marked on the other bingo card before somebody called bingo. So I'm giving you Chica's Secret Party. That's my gift. This flows so much better if we get a bingo every video. Such an embarrassing thing. Put link to video. Will do. I'm on the wrong tab. Copy. Nope. And paste. Video we watching. Okay. Captain Nuki! Accept the reality. Okay? The point is that was the we didn't have a bingo before that. I understand. I understand where you're coming from. I understand. I'm giving you Chica's secret party. That's what you're getting. I understand what you're saying. It's just complicated because we did a bingo like in the midst of switching videos. It's complicated. It's why I was trying so hard for us to get a bingo before I switched over to this video. Because it's so much easier. Too late already rioting. Oh my god. Oh my god, whatever will we do? Okay. Alright. Let's get into
I've
the
been
video.
in denial about a certain piece of information in the FNAF franchise. Something which I'm sure you know by now takes up an entire chapter in the official FNAF Ultimate Guide 2.0. I just could not fathom the audacity of it.
This is a book theory. Because it is a theory about Chica's secret party, which is not a game. It is only a book thing. We're not doing books used as evidence because this is from the book. We're getting a little hairy there. But maybe. We might mark it. We might mark it. But what I will say you can mark right now, we might get to books used as, we might get there. I might be convinced. But right now, this is a book theory. We'll probably end up marking it, but for right now, I'm gonna stay on that this is a book theory. Oh, I'm gonna get it. Y'all better hurry up. Anyway. Oh yeah, no. I hadn't thought of that, but it is in fact a book theory. It is. What do you know? We don't get those that's very rare. That's very rare. Movie theory is more I feel like likely. Okay.
Its very existence, let alone the supposed lore bits it might have contained.
I'm so sorry,
Have
Evan.
you two heard of Chica's secret party?
In fact, I have.
It's a secret minigame. FNAF has lots of those, but this one never actually existed. Or it almost existed. Or it existed, but nobody noticed.
You said that.
It's unclear. In any case, it's relevant in some way to the lore of Five Nights at Freddy's, and I can continue to ignore it no longer. Especially because I found the damn book in real life, and am holding proof of its existence in my hands as we speak. It's right here.
Is there original artwork in the video? I don't know. You tell me. Scared, is there original artwork that we've seen so far in this video?
Right here.
It's right here.
So without further ado, let us finally buckle down and solve Chica's secret party.
I don't know.
Let's begin with the 4 supposed screenshots of the actual minigame. All of the pictures...
Oh, you did such a good job. Now, this is original artwork, right? Technically, you recreated these yourselves? Would we count this? There it is. Original artwork detected. Do you have it? I don't have it. But you can mark it. Count it, boss. Let's go.
Show us a minigame titled Chica's New Party, and all of them
What
depict
is
toy Chica
this?
running around either
What are we looking in a
or
binocular?
outside of a house. In the first image, we can see the house is decorated with a party banner
Look at
as
those
well
silly
as
kids.
various balloons. Makes sense, this is a party after all. 2 of the 4 images contain what appear to be Chica's party guests, numerous crying children, or babies as the guidebook calls them. The second image takes place in the home's basement, and I know this because I read ahead, and the basement is described as having a burst pipe filling the room up with water.
And I know
the
that
third
because I read
image
ahead.
obviously depicts the home's kitchen, as we can see what appears to be a stove, perhaps a dishwasher, as well as a couple cooking utensils hung up on the wall. Oh, and there's a large dog in the kitchen too. The last image, oh boy, the last image Well, do I even have to say it? Toy Chica
Is
is
Chica smoking?
outside in the rain.
Oh, but Scared, is the thumbnail artwork your artwork, though? I do want to know, because it's your thumbnail's funny.
Approaching one of the home's windows, which is visibly...
Pre-Caddy! Get in here. Go ahead and get a bingo card if you want. You can see the called spaces up at the top of the stream where it says the called spaces.
Shattered.
Nice.
This scene should be all too familiar to FNAF theorists. It's the final scene from the infamous Midnight Motorist minigame from Pizzeria Simulator. I know, but keep your heads on. I'll explain everything.
Fine.
I'll try my best. The last thing to note is the very...
If you want to laugh, if you want to mark nervous laughs at a joke, I don't know, we did it already for this video. I don't know. I'll see if you riot. I don't know. Which FNAF videos did we watch already? We just watched John's, and now we're watching Scared's.
Cupcakes scattered around the house. These are modeled after
LOL.
Chica's sidekick / minion,
Purple.
Mr. Cupcake, otherwise known as Carl. The pink frosting-topped cupcake we know and love is of course present, along with at least one blue and one green colored variant. Already, there is so much we could say here, but for added context, let me first read to you the official description of this minigame.
Go for it.
Chica's throwing a party.
Oh my gosh! Okay,
At this
voice
party,
acting.
there are plenty of guests to feed sweet cupcakes, and some very unwanted guests. There's a fly in here. Chica's throwing up at this party. There are plenty of guests to
You
feed.
are reminding me so hardcore of Bizabizow right now. I don't know if you know Bizabizow, but you're giving those vibes.
Sweet cupcakes, and some very unwanted guests that crashed the party. Chica's secret party was very nearly a secret game, as it was only available online for a short time. 3 days to be precise, on scottgames.com back in 2016. Information and tips can still be found on fan wiki websites about the elusive secret party, so check them out if you want to know more.
What is this?
First of all, no, you're not going crazy. This minigame never existed.
Okay, so here's the deal. Time has passed. I'm starting to feel really bad about not letting you guys mark YouTuber has a face. I feel really bad about it. I think I want to let you mark it. I feel really bad about it. I can't stop thinking about it, and I think I'll stop thinking about it if I just let you have it. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you mark Theorist has a face, okay? And I'm really sorry about it earlier. I can't stop thinking about it. I cannot stop feeling bad about it. I can't. I feel really bad. So has it? Take it. Take it. Take it. Put it down the pitchfork as we speak. I'm unrioting. Nervous apology video with the ukulele about. I know there wasn't any balance that I couldn't stop thinking about it. Oh man, I wasn't able to pay attention to anything you're saying because I was just like, I feel bad about not giving him that space. Okay. You can have it.
On scottgames.com or any website, okay? Let's give some credit to one of the most obsessive fan bases on the planet.
What is
We
this?
would have noticed. And no, nobody wrote a single word about this minigame.
I didn't even know that was
On
happening.
any fan wiki websites. At least, not until now. 10 out of 10 rage bait. I almost lost my cool there. Apart from this obvious troll / gaslighting attempt though, the game appears to be legit. I've heard people being very dismissive of the content in this minigame, and even writing the whole thing off as just one big useless troll. But
Waste
I
of
really
time.
don't think that's the case, guys. Like, okay, I think Scott's lying about the minigame being up on his website for 3 whole days, and about people writing about it. And that's pretty funny. He knew it would get under our skin, even if we saw right through it. But aside
He
from
hates
that,
us, you
if
know what I mean?
really
I know he
read
says he
through
loves us, I
and
think he hates us.
process this minigame, it's not just some
We're in
BS.
an abusive
It's
relationship
not
with Scott
some
Cawthon.
AI hallucination either. It is confident and consistent.
Yeah, no, it
with
is
its
super
claims,
not that.
while handling some very delicate pieces of lore. I believe, and if you clicked on this video, you likely agree, that this minigame is important, and that we would be utter fools not to give it the
Seeker,
attention
shut
it
up,
deserves.
that's so funny.
So Chica's stated goal in this minigame
Right.
is to make all the party's guests happy by giving them cupcakes.
Correct.
So far, we are in completely normal territory for a FNAF minigame.
Okay, got it.
After all, this was exactly the goal in FNAF 2's Take Cake to the Children minigame, and in FNAF 3's original Chica's Party minigame, and in Sister Location's Circus Baby minigame. However, it's very important to note that in each of those cake minigames, taking cake
Oh my
to
God,
the
they're all on
children
your.
might have
I
been
missed where
the
they were all on your
goal,
face. I was
but it
reading.
never the point. The point of these cake minigames is what we could learn along the way, in the midst of or after the cake-related tasks. In Take Cake to the Children, for example, we learn the backstory for the marionette. We witness the murder of Charlotte Emily. In Chica's Party,
Oh, actual jump scare. I think the point of that was supposed to be like maybe if it actually scared me, but it's a jump scare from the game, and I think that was the other reason that I wanted to use it. So if you see actual jump scare on your bingo cards, by all means, mark it. I don't have it on mine, so I can't, but I will write it down for you all. It got you? Okay. See, that's why I was just like, just because it didn't get me doesn't mean it wasn't a jump scare. It objectively was, so.
As well as the several other FNAF 3 minigames, we seem to enter a space between worlds in order to reach the lost souls of the missing children.
Furby, let's go. It made you laugh. Awesome. I didn't write that down. No, yeah, we haven't decided if I'm going to let you guys have that one yet.
And guide them to the happiest day party. In the Circus Baby minigame, we learn Circus Baby's backstory. We witness the tragic death of Elizabeth Afton.
There it is! Character death shown. If you have character death shown, you can mark it. I don't have it. Can't get that lucky. Can't get that lucky. Technically, we already saw somebody get stabbed earlier anyway. So, I should have marked that one, but I forgot. Let me read something real quick. Do I have in here? I don't think, maybe I don't. No, I don't. Okay. There's a space that I thought maybe I added, but I super didn't. Which is fine. Okay.
Yes, we take cake, but more importantly, we get lore.
That's right.
As such, I have a feeling that this minigame, Chica's Secret Party, was
Hello.
also made specifically to give us insight into a certain mysterious death in the franchise. In fact, I theorize that Chica's Secret Party might have been the original Midnight Motorist. Think about it. According to this guide, Chica's Secret Party was a would-be minigame from the year 2016. In that year, both FNAF World and Sister Location released. Pizzeria Simulator, and with it, Midnight Motorist, would not release until a year later, in 2017. If it ever did release, then Chica's Secret Party would have come before Midnight Motorist. Funnily enough, the minigames we did end up getting in Pizzeria Sim serve the exact same purpose as the several cake minigames we've just mentioned. Security Puppet is a retelling of Charlotte Emily's murder. Fruity Maze shows us the night in which Susie, one of the missing children, got lured to her death.
Poor baby.
Midnight Motorist would, logically, serve a similar function. After all, you must complete all 3 of those minigames in order to unlock the secret gravestone ending card at the end of the game. Therefore, those 3 minigames must all include some sort of insight into the victims of William Afton. Oh yeah, and there's Toy Chica in Ultimate Custom Night dropping hints that she's on an unstoppable murder streak. Let's keep reading. Chica moves through her secret party, hopping and jumping through levels, collecting all the pink cupcakes she can scoop up. Chica brings the babies the cupcakes she's collected, turning the crying babies into happy babies. The more babies she appeases, powers up her life force, allowing her to speed up when needed for special levels. The question is, can
Could
Chica
you
accomplish
imagine how fast she'd be moving though? Like if she really did like get power-ups, just seeing Toy Chica move that fast.
all
I
of the
know, I
levels
love the
without
editing.
being
Mwah, mwah,
caught
mwah.
by the mysterious shadow figures? Again, just like FNAF's other cake minigames, Chica must take cake to crying children, and apparently you don't want to miss any because the more babies Chica makes happy, the faster you become. As we'll continue to hear, being fast is essential to beating this minigame.
Sonic?
We also learn here that throughout the minigame we might encounter mysterious shadow figures that are basically acting as our obstacles and will catch us if we're not careful. If you recall, Toy Chica
Why are
has
they
already
called
been
babies?
chased down by a shadow cupcake in the original Chica's Party minigame.
That's true!
But this wouldn't result in a game over or anything. Players may also encounter a shadow puppet and some shadow balloon boys in the other FNAF 3
I like this.
games. Shadows which are indeed interesting, but all equally as harmless. Honestly, my first thought was of the shadowy enemies in Princess Quest. Princess Quest obviously came long after 2016, but this chapter, Chica's Secret Party, was placed immediately after Help Wanted 2 in the table of contents, a game which, as we know, contains the fourth and final Princess Quest minigame. In my opinion, Princess Quest has more to do with the modern FNAF lore.
So here's something that's funny. Princess Quest mentioned is a space that I completely forgot about and just reminded myself of right now. So if you got Princess Quest mentioned on your bingo cards, you can mark that. I don't think I have it. I do not. Y'all better have the luck today because I don't have it anymore. Thank you, Furby. Maybe it's meant to make us think of Baby and associate her with the game, but who knows how exactly. Well, Scared, you technically won last time. I let you win last time. At the very least, you got a little something out of it. Should have found the time to hate on Edwin somehow. Oh, God.
But it does touch on the original story, featuring the original victims of William Afton. The memory of these murders/disappearances are given a great amount of attention and, like we've just mentioned, appear to us as a series of graves. Princess Quest also allows players to venture into the Corn Maze from Help Wanted's Curse of Dreadbear DLC.
I know.
An event which is themed around Fall Fest of 1983.
I find that so fascinating.
This DLC
still.
features yet another set of graves, a blatant Midnight Motorist reference, a faraway look at the FNAF 4/Afton house, and a level in said house where we reach the FNAF 4 Crying Child's bedroom. So Princess Quest is way in the future, but it's also a blast to the past, with many connections to what we're talking about today.
Chica!
These shadowy, rabbit-shaped enemies act as the princess's obstacles as she tries to complete her minigame, which...
That's an it's all coming together moment. That's an it's all coming together moment. Do you have it's all coming together on your card? Because you can mark it. You can mark it. Come here. Come here. Why are you like that? All right.
May or may not mirror the way that Chica's Secret Party works as well. For now, let's just keep reading to find out more. The Crying Babies. The Secret Party levels are filled with upset babies, whom Chica must feed the cupcakes to in order to accomplish her tasks.
Thank you,
In most of the levels, the babies are happy with just one cupcake. Chica discovers that occasionally, the babies need more than one cupcake to stop their tantrums, and sometimes she needs to be super fast to accomplish her tasks. So it keeps describing the mechanics of the minigame, and again, it's all very consistent from section to section. It's also easily likened to the real FNAF minigames we actually got to play. Here, I am especially reminded of how the Circus Baby minigame works in
Fall Fest mentioned is one. Is it Fall Fest? Fall Fest mentioned is one of the spaces. How is it worded exactly? Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Mark it and mark Fall Fest mention. I was thinking of the 1970 Fall Fest when I wrote that space, but I think that's fine. I think that works. I do not have it. I don't have it, but you might have it.
Location. In that minigame, 8-bit baby must also give cake to crying children, some who are happy with just one cupcake, and some who require more. There's regular pink cupcakes
Not so much
as well
crying
as
as they are
special
neutral.
blue and green cupcakes.
But
Like
the
we
colors is very interesting to me. I like that.
mentioned before, we also see multicolored cupcakes in Chica's secret party. This is yet another reason why I'm convinced that this minigame is legit. It fits right in with everything we know about authentic FNAF minigames. Let's keep reading. Is what I
They're
would
pretty
say if I was
ambivalent.
any good at making long videos. But unfortunately I'm not, so sorry to disappoint y'all, but I'm gonna have to continue this conversation in another video. Hopefully I've laid some good groundwork for when we tackle the rest of the minigame, starting with the
Cliffhanger!
shadow figures. And hopefully I've managed to convince everybody that this minigame is not something that you can just write off. You know, I think it's something really important here. Also, I've seen some people looking really deep into the crying babies and stuff, and so this is just my perspective, my point of view, that these babies don't really matter. They're kind of just the busy work that you have to complete in the minigame in order to get to the real lore.
Oh,
You know,
could you?
I could be right, could be wrong. We're all in this together, y'all, so let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. If you have something to share, then please drop it in the comments below. And if you want to hear the rest of my thoughts on Chica's secret party, then subscribe. I'll catch you next time. Thank you again, and you guys have yourselves
look at your little
a
hat.
wonderific day.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, he thinks he's funny. Oh my gosh, he thinks he's funny. Like for part 2. You freaking make it now. Now I'm mad. You might be single-handedly raising the standard for what could be considered a FNAF fan for me. That's funny. Okay. All right. What I'm going to give you, because I haven't heard of any more bingos, is I'm going to give you Fun Times Mentioned because we talked about Circus Baby quite a bit in this video, and she is a fun time. So if you got Fun Times Mentioned, let's go. Now, I don't know. Should we mark Theorist cooked? I'm not sure. This is only part 1. Do we even know if he cooked yet? Because we still have part 2 to get, though. What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, Fun Times Mentioned. Now, we marked all this stuff and ain't nobody got a bingo. You're serious? I'm going back to the Discord. Nothing there. Email. I don't got nothing in my email. I think one of my cats is barfing. You hocking up a hairball? Are you doing that? It's not on my furniture. Okay, thank you for not doing it on the couch. My couch is literally covered in blankets because they love to hawk up a hairball on the couch. And they're taking anti-hairball medication. I do my best. I do everything I can, okay? Oh my god, I'm always sitting on this wire. Okay. Oh yeah, books used as evidence. Go ahead and mark it. Go ahead and mark books used as evidence. Put your pitchforks down. Calm down. Go ahead. Go ahead. Fine. Main point was the minigame is important. It was the OG Midnight Motorist, and the crying babies aren't as important as the victim the secret minigame is about. I'm about that. That's crazy. Eddie and you've marked that many spaces? Oh my god. That's crazy. Oh, hold on. That's wild to me. Oh my god. I accidentally opened up Internet Explorer. Pray for me. Okay. I'm a Gregbot mention away. No! Oh, that's so sad. Look at I've got like steps going on. Okay. What did I say? Fun times mention and then what? Books used as evidence? Yeah, go ahead and put books used as evidence. A books are used as evidence. I mean, I don't know how you don't say that when it's a book theory. I feel like maybe those are I mean maybe when we do books used as evidence, sorry, maybe when we do book theory, maybe we just automatically use mark books used as evidence. I think you guys had the right idea at the beginning of this. I just needed some time to think about it. Joke made nervous laugh? Go ahead. I laughed more than once. Let's go. Just put it in. I'm putting the fries in the bag, y'all. I'm putting the fries in the bag. If we don't get a bingo before we move on to a third video, I'm not gifted any more subs. It wasn't really a theory, so not really evidence, but I will take it. It's a theory. I honestly, at this point, the idea of Chica's secret party, or Chica's new party as the game is actually called, being a real game or not is a theory. And so saying, yes, this is a real thing, a mini game that's important, even if we haven't gotten to play it yet. I think that's enough to say it's a theory. Oh, look at all that. Timestamps. It has huge theory energy. Better theory than it's a troll or it's AI. Exactly. Exactly. So what are we thinking? Let me go through everything one more time. Let me just go through everything one more time. Just a theory, theorist collab, Bite of 87, CC referred to as Dave, Cassidy mentioned, Fallfest mentioned, books used as evidence, will care, theorist cooked, theorist has less than 1K sub, joke make nervous laugh, FNAF World as evidence, Chica secret party, Edwin hate, Fiona love, PNG tuber, that one shock Freddy face remnant, Gregbot mentioned, Pizzaplex mentioned, did we talk about the Pizzaplex? Vanny, possessed mimic, Henry still here, movies used as evidence, movie theory, book theory, nervous, said in the video. I feel like I would remember that. Other theorists mention, Moon.exe mention, Fun Times mention, Immortal and Restless as evidence. Did you talk about Moon.exe? I don't think you did. Theory is 5+ years old. It's all coming together. Hand Unit Audio. David Murray mentioned. Vanny is not Vanessa. Phone Guy Audio. Princess Quest mentioned. Theorist has a face. Actual jump scare. Which we did mark. Tape Girl Audio, Lefty, character death shown, original artwork detected, theory title contains solved, nervous tangent. I didn't go on a tangent this video. Pieces reference, need more proof, illusion disc. You can recommend it, that purple person, but we do have a submission from a channel member, and those do take priority, and I'm sorry about that, but them's the breaks. All right, so we don't have a bingo, eh? No bingos, huh? Nothing? Oh, we do. We do have a bingo. We do. We have it. Actual jump scare. You have Henry still here marked. We haven't said Henry still here. This is not a legitimate bingo. Whoever sent this in, this is not a legitimate bingo. You have a lot of spaces though. Oh, I see what. Yeah, but you've got Henry still here marked. That one shocked Freddy face. I'm trying to think of another way you could get a bingo. Man, if we had Moon.exe mention, you'd have it. You'd have it. I see what you're saying. You were just saying that you've marked everything that we have come across. But still no bingo. Am I correct about that? Very unfortunate. You didn't mark theory title contains solved. You didn't even mark that one. Make sure you've marked. Everybody, look one more time. Make sure you've marked everything. Did I write that one down? Hold on. Oh my god. Did I write down theory contained solved? I didn't even write it down. Y'all are not on me enough. Did that help anybody? Did that give anybody a legitimate bingo? Look how many spaces we've called. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 spaces. 14 spaces. Not enough. 14? That's suspicious. That's crazy. Sleepy. Well, this means the cards truly are randomly generated. Wait, that's the number after 13. C'est impossible. All right, well. If we watch one more theory, I'm going to ask you to clear your bingo cards. And we will not be doing any more gifted subs tonight. Because we didn't get a bingo here. Theorists, y'all are going to have to get on it. Y'all are going to have to start checking these boxes. You've got what do you call it? Now you've got a motivation. Now you've got a challenge. Can you meet it? All right. Last call. If you haven't started playing, make yourself a bingo card right now and pull them all in. See if you get it. It could be you. If you're not playing. I can't imagine all 62 of you got one of these and didn't get a bingo. 62 of you? I don't know. Maybe try it. Maybe figure it out. All right. I'm going to go ahead because I'm not getting it. That's abundantly clear. I'm going to go ahead and get myself a new card. Oh my god. Good night, Furby. Have fun playing Minecraft. And I'm gonna start deleting. We will simply have to try again next time, folks. We did our best. We were really close. If only Scared had talked about Henry. All right. Now, there's a stream submission. Copy message link. And open up the correct tab and paste it. Wait, this is Discord. What? I want to just copy the link. Whoa. Oh, what are we looking at? Oh my god, that's not the right one. What happened? Did I close the whole thing? Oh, I may have accidentally closed the entire window. My bad. Hang on. Oh my god. I have too much crap going on. Okay. Pull. Let me try this again. Copy the link. Paste the link. There we go. Not you. Not you. There it is. That's what I was looking for. All right. We're gonna...
The thing about...
Oh, God. Oh, my goodness. Okay. We're going to put it on 1.5 speed because I'm hungry. But I hope that you have refreshed your cards once again. And just to get some things off the bat, this theorist has more than 1K subs, so you can't mark that. There's no solved in the title. And so far we do not know if PNG tuber or has face or neither.
Five Nights at Freddy's is that even after all these years of games and theories and game theories, there are still huge gaps in our understanding about basic things like the names and identities of
Wait, does the whole thing have captions already?
Characters, main characters. And for years, there has been one character in particular who is so mysterious, so enigmatic, so frustratingly vague, they have driven fans and theorists alike to the brink of madness in an attempt to make them fit into the story in a way that makes any kind of sense. Even worse, this is a character who Scott Cawthon seems to think we should have had all figured out mere weeks after they were introduced in FNAF 4. That's right, he's here, he's there, he's everywhere, it's the Fredbear plush. And I am here today to tell you that, guys, I did it. I figured it out. I know who the Fredbear plush is.
I love it.
I know what their role in the story is. I know what Scott was intending for us to understand all those years ago. And believe me when I say, we've had it very wrong this whole time. So sit back, relax, and join me as we uncover the definitive answer to what the Fredbear plush is all about.
Let's go!
The Fredbear plush first appeared in the 8-bit playable cutscenes of FNAF 4. It's actually the very first thing we see in that game. They accompany our main character, known as Crying Child or Bite Victim, throughout almost the entirety of these cutscenes, popping up in different places and communicating with him somehow, and only him. We see it as in-game text dialogue, but to him, it's probably in his mind, almost like an imaginary friend. Although there does seem to be something more to this plush than meets the eye, because not only does it speak with knowledge of Bite Victim's innermost thoughts and feelings, but it seems to possess a mind of its own. It's an entity unto itself, which obviously...
Hey, I've used this exact brain asset before.
Begs the question of who this entity is, and what exactly are they doing here? Well, let's take a look at what they actually say throughout these cutscenes to get a better idea of who they might be and what their motivations are. They are sympathetic to Bite Victim in a way that literally nobody else in this world is. Everyone bullies him and relentlessly gaslights him for being scared of the restaurant, but the plush tells him to be strong and that he's not alone. Taking it one step further, they even confirm that his reason for being so terrified is valid, saying, "Don't you remember what you saw? And you know what will happen if he catches you." Whatever happened seems to be something that only Bite Victim and the plush know about. So, what happened? Well, to answer that question, let's take a look at the other key dialogue in these cutscenes, specifically the first and last ones. The first line of dialogue Bite Victim has refers to the other 4 plushies, one for each of the core animatronics, as his friends, and on his deathbed, they appear once again, with Fredbear telling him that they, all 5 of them, are still his friends, and that it specifically will put him back together. So, you have 5 ghostly animatronic plushies, one for each
Oh, my free space. Thank you. Thank you. Mark your free space too.
Core 5 animatronics in the game, the only friends of a traumatized hysterical child who has seen something terrifying in the shadows which he misunderstood, during a time when we know both Freddy Fazbear's Pizza and Fredbear's Family Diner were open at the same time, with rumors about haunted animatronics coming to life at night and hiding your body, and William Afton still working at the restaurant as an employee, all clearly happening during the summer. Add it all together, and I think you know where I'm going with this by now. This is taking place in the immediate aftermath of the missing children incident, and that's what Bite Victim...
So fascinating because, like, people don't like when you say that.
Saw. His misunderstanding was thinking that since his friends got stuffed into animatronic suits, those animatronic characters are his friends. It was his very sad way of coping with this unimaginable trauma. When he died, he came to possess Golden Freddy, the suit that killed him. But since he didn't die in the suit like the others and his frontal lobe was severely damaged,
so far, this is like just a voiceover.
he was only able to partially possess it, which is why Golden Freddy is so ethereal in a way that the others aren't, and why he's the one who has to be put back together by reassembling his birthday party in FNAF 3. He was the 5th, the special one, the biggest mystery of the original tetralogy, which FNAF 4 tried and failed to wrap up with a neat golden bow. It all makes a lot of satisfying narrative sense, and it's all—
See, like, I gotta be real with y'all. Like, in my head, a PNG tuber is like a little PNG that has like different animations, you know? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is just a singular picture. I don't know. Argue CC is Dave. No. Had to say, Dave. Have to say, Dave. To me, it's just a PNG. I mean, yeah, it is just a PNG. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I wish this, like, see, here's the other thing. Y'all are, like, playing fast and loose with the term PNG because this is not a transparent background layer. It's a JPEG. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe this is literally in the files a PNG, but as it stands, a PNG should be cut out from the background. You know what I'm saying? And no transparent layer in the background, then making it a character. It's just a square. He used to use the phone as his avatar, but now he has the furry too. So I don't know. I think it counts personally. Okay. Let me do a little investigation. I don't know. If really feeling more like this is a voiceover person, it's like I don't know how to, like, it's like, you know, like Not Real Name Not At All kind of like sometimes puts up this one image of Charlie that represents Not Real Name, but like not really. Let me see, where do they stream? They do stream. Let me see what happened when they stream.
Withered Circle's participating in a
Ain't no
anti-woke
PG on
he's
here.
gonna show up and slime all of us regular style.
Ah, sorry. This is not a PNG. I'm sorry. I'm not letting you have it. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. It's not happening. It's just not doing, it's not giving that vibe to me. Like, avatar, this is my avatar is not the same thing as I am a PNG tuber. It's just a little different. You know, like how Cryo, it cuts back to Cryo in a room doing all about this. And with, like, my whole brain broke. Anyway, you know what I mean. ID's fantasy. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. You know what? For all that, I'll give you a nervous tangent, okay? For all that, I'll give you a nervous tangent. Take that. Take nervous tangent. For what it's worth. I know we're gonna get to FNAF World used as evidence. We just haven't got there yet. Seeker, everybody does that when you're like literally like dang near everybody does that when they're in somebody else's stream. I'm not a PNG tuber and I have an avatar that I use. You know what I'm saying? When I'm in somebody else's stream. You wouldn't call me a PNG tuber. That'd be silly.
All in my first video on this channel, which I still stand by. But one of the biggest points of criticism I saw on that theory was the fact that Bite Victim can't be the fifth because he didn't go missing, and he wasn't lured into the back room by William at Freddy's, like the FNAF 1 newspapers say. And I'll admit, I didn't do a great job of explaining my way around that in the video, but I am going to explain it quickly now. The MCI is widely known as an event where William...
All of a sudden, the captions went away. Hold on.
Afton lured 5 kids to the back of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza and stuffed them all into animatronic suits, but that's actually not entirely true. The FNAF 1 newspapers say that 2 children were reported...
I know I'm acting like this is intense, but we're watching it on 1.5 speed. It would not be this intense otherwise.
Caught on camera being lured into the back room of Freddy's, which led to Afton's arrest, or not, the next day. And that sometime after that, the prior disappearances of 3 additional children were linked to that incident, meaning that only 2 out of the 5 were definitely lured to the back room, while the other 3 could have been taken under entirely different circumstances, i.e. Midnight Motorist or Bite Victim. Bite Victim did not go missing, but this incident could still be linked by police to the disappearances, as it would definitely be suspicious for the best friend of the 4 missing children to die at a Fazbear Entertainment-owned restaurant within the same short span of time, when the disappearances were still fresh, but before the brand was tainted. It's also quite possible that even though there were a few witnesses, the company covered up his death in order to save face, especially if it could result in the owner's son being charged with manslaughter. Finally, Scott wrote these newspapers as vague hidden lore in the first game with no plans whatsoever to make any kind of sequel, let alone a multi-million-dollar media franchise, so it's easy to imagine that as he mapped the story out with each game, he wanted the 5th death, Golden Freddy's death, the animatronic he always knew was special but didn't exactly know why, to be different somehow, unique and special, with an important role in the story. And in that case, I'm sorry, but good storytelling trumps strictly adhering to each line of these 4 pages like they're the 10 Commandments.
Hey, you know what? I do vibe with that.
Anyways, that is the Bite Victim explained, again. But now we're left with an impossible question. If Bite Victim is Golden Freddy, then who is the Fredbear plush? We've deduced that they are somehow psychically linked to the Bite Victim, that they share his knowledge of the MCI, and that they promise to put him back together. But that's pretty much all we get from FNAF 4, and it leaves a lot more questions than answers. To find out the plush's true identity, we have to go deeper, much deeper.
Yeah,
The very
flip
first scene
side.
of the next...
Okay, FNAF World uses evidence. Go ahead and mark it. I'm just saying, we're well into this theory. We have not marked very many spaces, so I have very little confidence that we're going to be getting a bingo this time. Do I have... no, it does not look as that I do. Oh, wait, no, there it is. How did I miss it? Why didn't I not see it big, but I see it tiny? Okay.
Game FNAF World mirrors the very first scene of FNAF 4, where instead of the eyeless Fredbear plush in a black void, we see just their eyes, and we know it's their eyes because they repeat the final line of dialogue from the last game, "I will put you back together," which also tells us that in this opening scene, they're once again speaking to the bite victim, and that makes the rest of this dialogue very interesting.
I like
Everything
that
that happens out there has an effect in here. This is a safe place, a sanctuary, but something has gone wrong, and now it can be seen here. Something went very wrong. That's why I'm here, but I won't let the same happen to you. I will put you back together. So after his death, bite victim and the plush are together once again in this weird digital...
Are we gonna say... Are we gonna say that the plush is Charlie? Is that where we're going? Or Fiona, even.
realm. It's the spiritual plane which connects all of the hauntings and agony of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza together. Things that happen out there in the real world, what Fredbear calls the flip side, change what happens in here, in FNAF World. According to the plush, something that went wrong in the real world sent or condemned them to FNAF World, and they're going to make sure that the same fate doesn't befall Bite Victim. Or, what went wrong was the bite itself, and they're going to make sure his spirit doesn't get trapped in FNAF World like they are. And we see exactly how they're going about this in the clock end.
Scared. You and me both. You and me both.
During the main game, if you idle on Fredbear's dialogue for too long, you'll be able to talk to the Fredbear plush again, this time in the form of Glitch Bear. And they task the player with finding clocks around the map and using them to access hidden minigames which set up Happiest Day. They call it leaving breadcrumbs for him to help him find his way, obviously referring to Bite Victim. Some people think that Glitch Bear can't be the plush / Spooky Eyes because they directly contradict each other's dialogue. Spooky Eyes says this is a safe place, and Glitch Bear says that's a lie. But the reason for that is that they're speaking to two different people in these moments. They want to put Bite Victim at ease, but when they address the player character, they can be more blunt about this.
Oh, okay. I think that was in It's All Coming Together. That was in It's All Coming Together. If you got that, go ahead and mark it. I like that. I like that. I like that. Okay. I'm here. Do I have It's All Coming Together? I don't. But if you do.
Situation. Anyway, after completing all 5 clock minigames, the plush tells Bite Victim that the pieces are in place for him, and all he has to do is find them. So there you have it. FNAF World is telling the story of the plush setting up Happiest Day with the help of the player to put Bite Victim back together, tying the whole first arc.
I am gonna ask you all if you think that we should do the pieces reference because of that. I'm not against it, but I'm gonna ask you.
Of the series up by bridging the gap between FNAF 3 and 4. It seems simple and satisfying, but reading the story of FNAF World that way not only neglects to answer the question of the plush's identity, but it completely overlooks a huge, incredibly important part of this game, the way it breaks the fourth wall. The most frustrating part of FNAF World, the thing that makes it so incredibly difficult to theorize about, is the fact that it is unbelievably meta. So meta, in fact, that a decent portion of the fanbase thinks the whole thing should just be chucked out completely, because how could a game in which Scott Cawthon himself is an actual character be canon to the series he created? Well, the answer is interesting. The answer is complex, but it solves everything. Speaking of interesting, if you've been finding the video to be interesting so far, please go ahead and leave a like to let me know that you're enjoying it. It really helps me out, and it gives me a better idea of what you guys want to see. Also, while you're down there, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. I put out about 3 fresh FNAF videos each month, and I wouldn't want you to miss the next one. If you have the means, you can join my Patreon too. You'll get
Okay, dancing around the word pieces pretty frequently. I mean, like 808 literally referenced the pieces thing, so... Also, we're like halfway through the video, and we haven't marked that many spaces, so I'm really just comfortable giving it to. I'm just comfortable giving it. I don't think we're going to get a bingo this time, though. We have pieces. No. All right.
Free cuts of all my videos, shoutouts, and access to members-only polls for video topics.
Oh.
Now, let's get to the bottom of this crazy digital rabbit hole.
This is like the birthplace of the pieces.
Something has gone wrong, and now it can be seen here. This is what Fredbear Plush tells Bite Victim. But how does whatever went wrong on the flip side actually task the player with finding out why bizarre creatures and glitched objects because it's in the main song, and now it can be seen in all my videos. Chat hole.
Skipped. She's over it.
Something has gone wrong, and now it can be seen here. This is what Fredbear Plush tells Bite Victim. But how does whatever went wrong on the flip side actually manifest in FNAF World? We actually do know the answer to this because it's in the main story of the game. Fredbear tasks the player with finding out why bizarre creatures and glitched objects have been cropping up in the world, and he thinks that the answer has to do with whatever went wrong on the flip side. He even says that whatever happened is causing this world to fracture, and he refers to the monsters as misguided side effects of this incident. Many of these monsters are in fact characters from Scott's unsuccessful pre-FNAF games. When the player gets to the end of the game, they reach the game's security system. Lowering the security system will allow the player to, as Fredbear puts it, strike at the heart of whatever is corrupting the world. And what do we find behind the gates, the final boss of the game, the heart of corruption? None other than Scott Cawthon himself, who actually complains about the insatiable demands of the fanbase and chastises the player for ending the story on their own terms by killing him. So, just to clarify, FNAF World is being filled with glitches and misguided efforts of Scott's old games, fracturing because of something I clearly upset Scott Cawthon did in real life. And whatever he did is the thing that went wrong, which Fredbear Plush is referring to. So, what did he do? The answer is pretty obvious when you think about it, actually. He made FNAF 4. FNAF 4 was a game which was meant to wrap up the original story of the series, as we discussed earlier, and in that regard, it was a failure. In a Steam post from about a month after the game's release, he expressed disappointment that nobody, MatPat, was able to figure out the story as he envisioned it. His best attempt to resolve the story of the first 4 games.
What? Is that a character death zone? I missed it. I zoned out. I was drinking water. What did we say?
So, what did he do? The answer is pretty obvious when you think about it, actually. He made FNAF 4. FNAF 4 was a game which was meant to wrap up the original story of the series, as we discussed earlier, and in that regard, it was a failure. In a Steam post from about a month after the game's release,
What did we see? Hey, we're watching your video! We're watching your video. It's not very good for FNAF Bingo, I'm gonna be really honest with you, but I'm enjoying watching it. Who died? Where did you see someone die? Is MatPat mentioned a space? If not, it should be. I'm happy to put it on there. I'm happy to put it on there. We're only watching it fast because I'm hungry. Fighting Anim Dude? I don't know. Hasn't the Bite of 83 been shown? I don't think that's a space, is it? Bite of 87 is a space. But I don't think I have Bite of 83 as a space on here. Tell me if I'm wrong. I know seeing. What? Oh, sorry, Seeker, Seeker. You are correct. I was confused because the other person said the Anim Dude thing. But yes, absolutely. Sorry, I was not connecting all the dots there. Character death shown. My B homies. That's crazy. My bad. Okay. Do I have character? I do! I have that space! 808, you should play if you want. Alright. Crazy. Is there any original artwork in this while you're here? Nervous laughs at MatPat Square. What? Did I laugh at a joke? I missed my own self laughing at a joke. Only your profile picture. But your profile picture's in the video. Okay, original artwork detected. We're counting it. we gotta get them where we can. I did laugh at the MatPat app. Okay, and then Nervous laughs at a joke. Okay. You got them both. Hey, maybe you just needed to get in here. We're getting all the bingo spaces now. Okay, you can mark that I laughed at a joke. And you can laugh, or you can do whatever the other one is that I said. Original artwork detected. I need food. Okay. Mine are not Are we close to a bingo? I don't think so. We've already got, technically we've got 3 bingos tonight, but we've had one winner, one winning bingo, because I'm not gonna gift subs for every single bingo. But no dice on number 2, and we're already past the window of me gifting subs, so sorry. We're just doing this for fun now. That's why we're watching this one so fast, and I'm being kind of fast and loose with the rules. Oh my god, I got like hair somewhere. Okay. I got hair all over, but you know. All right. Feel free to join us. Feel free to join us if you're in late. I now have called spaces up at the top. Pinned comment is the bingo card if you want to play with us. Oh, I remember laughing at this now. It's coming. It's all coming together. You're playing. Let's go. Technically, if somebody got really lucky, they could definitely have a bingo by now. If you got really lucky, you could have a bingo right now. You could. I'm going to check my email one more time. No bingo. Okay. Maybe you do have special powers, Diablos. Maybe. 4 corners is not a bingo, but that's a good fun one. We should do, we need to do some fun nights, but this is only the 2nd official FNAF bingo and the 3rd one I've ever done. So, you know, we're still getting our feet wet.
Expressed disappointment that nobody, MatPat, was able to figure out the story as he envisioned it. His best attempt to resolve the story of the first 4 games cleanly and provide the fans with a satisfying conclusion went very wrong, and ended up doing the complete opposite. The fandom was confused, divided, and decidedly unsatisfied in a way that they just hadn't been with the series up to that point. What came next? FNAF World. FNAF World is still the canon explanation of the ghost mechanics in FNAF. It's the digital spirit realm which connects the 8-bit minigames to one another and reflects the—
I'm so glad that people feel this way. I didn't realize that this was, like, common. Oh, yeah, other theorists mentioned. So true, so true, so true. Other theorists mentioned. So true, so true. So true. So true. Thank you. Thank you. Other theorists mentioned. Let's go. Where is it? There we go. You don't happen to talk about Chica's secret party in this video, do you?
Events, murders, fights, etc. of the in-universe real world. But it is also Scott Cawthon's brain, which sounds insane, but it starts to make a lot of sense the more you think about it.
Okay, we do differ here. I do think that the brain is not Scott's, but...
Everything in FNAF, the first 4 games especially, comes from Scott's mind and his alone.
Look, I think that could have been an interpretation at some point, but not my current thought.
It's his creation, and the
entirety
entirety
my last
of
video,
lore,
though, nice.
stories, characters, and world exist in his own mind. The disappointment he felt after FNAF 4 failed to achieve his vision is the corruption. It wasn't disappointment with the fans,
So
it was
true,
with
so
himself.
true.
This idyllic vision of his creative brainchild is literally falling apart, invaded by monsters taking the form of all of his previous failures.
Yes.
This interpretation explains the game's infamous
I do believe this. 808, are you aware of who I think the Old Man Consequences is? Because I do. This is an interpretation that I do have of this game, and I don't think you're wrong. I do not think you're wrong. It's just not where I think the lore... I don't think that that's the lore thing anymore. Yeah, 808. Yeah. Oh, it's Doofus. It's Doofus. OMC Doofus, baby. And that goes along very well with everything you're saying. I think, in my opinion. Curiously, Casey, I think that would be like you'd get that every single time. It might as well be a free space. But I am comfortable putting in like an interview footage space. I think interview footage would be a good space.
Ending, which happens when the player travels too many glitches deep and ends up at the bottom of Old Man Consequences
Speaking of my
Lake to
boy!
find this screen. What appears to be 3 figures sitting and watching TV, with the text happiest day obscured off screen, but quite readable in the game files. This is what lies buried in the deepest part of Scott's brain, and it's a vision of his personal happiest day, sitting on the couch with his 2 kids playing video games together for eternity, something he directly expressed missing when he retired from FNAF in 2021. The reason this screen
Hang on, is that some Scott Shade?
When he retired.
Scott Shade should be a freaking space. We need to do Scott Shade as a space. covered his butt to avoid getting canceled for offering financial support to fascists. Let's go. Clock it. Clock it. Clock it. I almost want to call that Edwin hate because self-insert much. Oh, Scott Shade should be a space. Keep it absolutely real. Keep it absolutely real. I love that. Let's go. Based. Okay, if I didn't subscribe before, I gotta subscribe now. That's based. Theorist is based. Should there be a theorist is based spot too? Someone's gotta call it like it is. Ouch, accurate, but ouch. So real. This is why I know that, like, you know how, like, Scott Cawthon will, like, go into other theorist streams and be like, he's never gonna do that with me. Even if I had billions of subscribers and millions of people were, like, on my lives, he would never. Because I do not speak very highly of that man. We watched Scared Theory before this one on Chica Padre, which apparently isn't done yet, which apparently we have to wait for part 2 on. All right.
2021. The reason this screen is buried so deep down inside his mind is because at this moment, when he's feeling all this disappointment and self-doubt regarding FNAF, quitting and moving on from the series entirely to spend time with his family is what he truly wanted, but also something he was deeply ashamed of admitting to the fanbase. That is what this ending means, but it is far from the only thing that this theory explains. Something went very wrong. That's why I'm here. If we take that at face value, knowing what we just learned, the Fredbear plush is saying that they are literally here in this game because this game has been made. The thing that went wrong was FNAF 4, and this game's very existence is the result of that.
I can't
and
see
how do
Toast,
they
but she's
propose
being
to fix
so
it,
cute
to
right
rectify
now.
this mistake? To put Bite Victim back together, to complete his story the way FNAF 4 failed to do. But who actually ends up putting Bite Victim back together, both by playing FNAF World and completing the good ending in FNAF 3? Well, now that the fourth wall has been well and truly shredded to pieces, I think the answer is obvious. We do.
Oh. Okay. Interesting.
Guys, what if the Fredbear plush is just a stand-in for the player? Not just in FNAF World, but in FNAF 4 too? What if they are just an in-game manifestation of our presence in this digital world? I know that sounds insane, frankly, but bear with me for a second, and take a look at the
Boo!
plush's dialogue throughout the game. I honestly think you'll be surprised, just like I was, at how well this lines up. Something went very wrong. FNAF 4 failed to resolve the story, and that's why we, the player, are here playing this game now. We won't let the same happen to Bite Victim, meaning we won't let his story stay unresolved.
I like what you're doing here. I don't know if I, like, fully am buying it, but, like, I do really like it. Like, I'm just saying, like, lore-wise. But again, like, the meta stuff I feel like is undeniable.
Won't let him stay trapped in this darkness forever. We will put him back together. As Glitch Bear, we are talking to the playable character we control, telling them that they need to find the clocks and leave breadcrumbs for Bite Victim to find his way. When they do find the clocks, it's actually Fredbear who completes the minigame, not the playable character. This actually finally explains one of the weirdest lines in the whole game. You were made for one thing. This is literally us, the player, telling our playable video game character that they aren't real. They aren't going on an adventure of their own free will. They were made, programmed to act as a vessel for us to complete our mission. At the end of the clock ending, we once again address Bite Victim and let him know that he can rest now that the pieces are in place for him. And now that we're staring once again at this pitch black screen with these two glowing eyes, we see the truth. They're our eyes, reflected back to us as we
This is funny.
We stare into our computer monitor. So that's FNAF World, but what about FNAF 4? Well, I think meta plush theory applies there too. Why is the plush in almost every scene Bite Victim enters? Because we, the player, are omnipotent in this world and can see everything. That's also why the plush knows what Bite Victim saw, because we, the player, know about the MCI because we played the previous games. And then you have their final line, I will put you back together. I think this was Scott's way of telling us right at the end that we have been the plush the whole time, because we know that we did put
Are
him
we
back
also
together
in the box? Jeez.
Previous game. It
We're
was just hard
everything.
for us to make that connection at the
We're so
time because
cool.
we were reading into things way too deeply and weren't expecting
Alright, well.
this character to be so meta. This was meant to be Golden Freddy's origin story, and the plush was never meant to be an actual in-universe character. FNAF 4's cutscenes break.
Oh, 808. Don't let me forget. This video is almost over, so I will explain. Because I did have things to
In
say.
the fourth wall also potentially explain things like Chica's missing beak and the weird plush trap toy. They're meta references to other games, references only we the player would be able to understand. Miraculously, meta plush theory even wraps up the box, the contents of which Scott has described as the pieces put together. The box is shown in a black void under a spotlight and has two locks horizontally distant from each other. Exactly how we see Bite Victim and the plush in their final moment together. They are the two keys required to unveil the resolution to the story of the first 4 games. Golden Freddy, the centerpiece of the MCI arc, and us, the player, who has to put him and his friends back together. The story of the first 4 games is literally the pieces put together.
Dang.
This theory is definitely out there, but I definitely think it answers a lot of questions about the mysterious plush and allows them to fit into the story cleanly. But what do you guys think? Agree? Disagree? Have a theory of your own to support or debunk it? Make sure to dial in the comments and let me know. Also, while you're down there, make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed and subscribe so you don't miss the next video. That's all for now, guys, and as always, thank you for calling 808 Freddy's.
That's fun. I like that. I like the name of your channel. Oh, this is gonna become a running gag. Like if you know I play, if you know we played bingo with your video, if you weren't here for it, I'm just gonna say you didn't hate Edwin enough in your theory. Okay, so 808 Freddy's. One of my first theories. Well, let me just pull it up. We won't watch it, but one of my first theories on my channel. Oldest. You know what's so funny? My channel finally got big enough that they went back and they freaking demonetized my Petty Harmony video from 12 years ago. So no more monies from Petty Harmony. I did use copyrighted music in it. I don't even think I actually ever monetized it, but it was like, just so you know, you can't monetize this video now. And I was like, okay. I never made any money from it. Okay. So, in one of my very first theories, this one, no, wait, or was it this one? Wait, where did I say this? I think it was this one. Anyway, my point being was that all the way back then, and that was 2 years ago, I was like, not baby nervous, 2 years ago? Ain't no baby. Or you mean 12 years ago? Because 12 years ago, absolutely, I was a baby. Hold on. Here, I'll show you. You can still watch this video. It's like one of my only old videos that's still up from back before my channel was a FNAF channel. It had my pet hedgehog in it.
Well, I was a 23-year-old still living with my parents.
Oh, I sound like so different!
My friend got a cat that she seemed to have this really intense bond with, something that I'd never seen.
That's baby me. I look crazy. I look crazy. I didn't have a sense of style yet. That is not the same person. You are so correct. That was a 12 years ago me. She won me. I was like, who is that? Okay, in that one video, it was just because I'm not wearing glasses. I swear to God. You know how like people are like, no, the girl's like all ugly and nerdy, and then she takes off her glasses and she's suddenly hot. I look like a completely different person without my glasses. Also, you know what better comparison is like, you know how people were like, I don't think somebody would not know that that's Superman just because Clark Kent's wearing glasses and that he's not. But I swear to God, I've walked up to people without my glasses on and they're like, who are you? I do not look the same without my glasses, but I had contacts for this video. I would not assume that was you if I came across that video in the wild. The old one? Yeah. It weren't me. It weren't me. That is somebody else. To be fair, like in that video, like during the part where I'm doing that voice, I am putting on a voice because I'm trying to sound like some like stupid girl who's like gotta went on Pet eHarmony to be matched with her hedgehog because her parents wanted her to move out. It's a whole thing. That's anxious. That's anxious. Old me's anxious. This is nervous. Tech girl's anxious. Yeah, I look very different. I look very different. Ugh. It's a little embarrassing. She's perpetually anxious. Yes, exactly. Anyway, sorry. My point being, I said that. I was like, I really do believe that this is all happening in 1985. Like, I don't think it's the bite of 83. I think it's post MCI or whatever the year was. I was like, I just really believe that the MCI has already happened by the time that we see Crying Child in FNAF 4. And people in the comments just told me I was wrong. And they were like, this is stupid and you got to get over it. And she was anxious. It's hilarious. Hi, Alien. Haircuts do a lot. So true. I mean, yeah, I have like blonde highlights in that video. That is my hair growing out from a very bad haircut. That is my hair growing out from like a miserable haircut that I had. Anyway. And, Yeah, sorry for taking forever to answer your freaking question. Your first video is trying to prove MCI by victim 5th. Nice. Yeah, dude, it's just, I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, people reamed me in the comments for this. I'm trying to remember. I also, low-key, I'm not gonna lie, I think this is when I was using, like, a filter for my face. Not, like, to change my features, but because I don't like wearing makeup. It hurts my eyeballs. Or it hurts, not my eyeballs. I always wear it on my eyeballs. It hurts my face. When I put makeup on my face, it's like I'm allergic to it or something. I also don't know if this turtleneck does me any favors, but I'm being way too... I'm trying to remember when I talk about this. It doesn't matter. But people in the comments were just like, oh, yes. I addressed it in this comments. I said, okay. I want to address something from a comment because I think it's an important point. When I'm discussing the possibility of CC's bite, I'm ignoring the date of MCI 1985, which completely disproves the idea of bite of 83 coming in second. I have reasons for this, but ultimately I probably should have left that out of the video since all it does is create confusion, especially for new people who don't know about those dates. Moving forward, I will hold to MCI 1985 unless I'm specifically attempting to prove otherwise. Thank you for pointing out things I've overlooked or letting my version of events supersede what is widely accepted as canon. So I obviously, like, felt bad about it immediately. Captain Nuki, fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. But yeah, I don't know where that comment is that the person was like, not about it. But yeah, after time has passed, I'm just like, is it really that big of a deal? It's hard, though. It's hard to ignore that in the books, in the Silver Eyes trilogy, in Silver Eyes trilogy, in Into the Pit game, in the Fazbear Frights books in general, the missing children's incident is in 1985. Yeah. Duke, thank you. That's your still life. I didn't know the backrooms had YouTube. That's funny. Yeah. Anyway, did anyone get a bingo from that? But yeah, basically my point was just like, I do ultimately think that I would prefer that. I think that, like, it's hard for me to be like, I believe that. Because I'm like, I don't know, what the heck does any of this matter at the end of the day? FNAF's not real. But I would prefer that. I think so many things would make so much more sense if Bite Victim died the same year as the MCI, like, after that stuff started. Oh, that's why people... Will care ruins everything. Will care ruins everything because people are like, but if the crying child hasn't died, then why is William killing? As always. And I'm like, why can't he just be a bad person? I made a whole video about this already, so I don't need to go into it. But I don't believe that there is only one thing that makes a compelling villain. I think he can hate his kids. I think he can. Not even hate them. I think he can just be negligent. But nowadays, if you were like, well, how do you explain why William's doing? Because of Fiona. F10 and 4. Let me specify. He's doing it because of F10 and 4. I believe Will care and that he killed David Murray, so fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. It's funny because, like, I'm talking about something that I made February of 2024. So I think it's fair to say that at this time, there's a lot of context that we didn't even have. So. Oh, we know Gibster is crazy. But, yeah. I mean, I don't have to say. Oh, I don't even know if Scott knows. I think maybe the 80s were a blur for him. You know? Can nervous tangent count for 3? That's funny, Garrett. No, sadly. But I did give it to y'all. I'll go over what you all have. 808, if we miss something, let us know. Because I believe you. Where's the freaking, this? Bingo. This is what we got. Nervous tangent, FNAF World is evidence, it's all coming together, pieces referenced, character death shown, original artwork detected, nervous laughs at a joke, other theorists mentioned. I'm wondering if I need to just, like, did bro say just a theory? I don't remember it. Christ.
The thing about...
Oops, I went back one too far.
The thing about Five Nights at Freddy's is...
Y'all got issues. I'm just kidding. I didn't spell it right. No. No. They said this theory is definitely out there. And this is not the only thing that it explains. Dearest cooked? What do we think, chat? That's a kind of a y'all decision. That's kind of a y'all thing. Did Theorist cooked? Did it? Did it happen? Anyway, let me read the rest of these. Me when I neglect my children to the point they run away from me. Oh boy, I sure care about him. He'll be sorry when he gets back. Technically, we only have indirect evidence that Afton ever even spoke to one of his children once. It's so true. I don't think he's right, but I don't think that they're right, but I think they made a banging video, and that is very well argued and evidenced. Okay. I'm not seeing anybody say that they didn't cook. So I'm comfortable giving you Theorist cooked. I'm not seeing anybody opposed. I think bro was in the kitchen. We'll do it. We'll allow it. I don't even think I have it. Womp womp. Definitely some Panera. I'll take it. I'll take it. All right. What are we doing? All right, let me read. Theorist collab, no. Bite of 87, no. CC referred to as Dave, no. Cassidy mentioned, no. Fall Fest mention, no. Books used as evidence, I don't think so. Will care, no. Theorist cooked, yes. Theorist has less than 1K subs, no. Joke made me laugh, yes. FNAF World is evidence, yes. Chica Secret Party, no. Edwin Hate, no. Fiona Love, no. PNG Tuber, no. That one shocked Freddy Face, no. Remnant, talked about Agony, I don't know if Remnant. Greg Bot mention. Pizzaplex mentioned. Vanny, my beloved, possessed Mimic Henry still here. Movies used as evidence. Movie theory, book theory. They never said the word nervous, I don't think. No. Other theorists mentioned, yes. Moon.exe mentioned, no. Fun Times mentioned, or more restless. Theory's 5+ years old. It's all coming together. We got Hand Unit Audio, David Murray, Vanessa and Vanny are not the same person. Phone Guy Audio, Princess Quest mentioned, Theorist has a face. Actual Jump Scare, Tape Girl Audio, Lefty, Character Death shown. We did do that one. Original artwork, yes. Theory title contains solved, no. Nervous tangent, yes. Pieces reference, yes. Need more proof, no. And illusion dismission. We might have to just take need more proof off of there. Will we do one more theory? No! I told you all that this was the last one. It is 10 o'clock. I have work in the morning. I haven't eaten dinner. Are you serious? You selfish. We've been streaming for almost 4 hours. This is twice as long as I normally like to stream. What made me laugh? Yeah, when you were talking about MatPat and I laughed. Gotta edit anyway. Get out of here. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate this. This is what I need. We did get one proper bingo with rewards. And it was kind of me. But it was also like a bunch of y'all. There was like a handful of y'all that got bingos earlier. So we gifted streams, or we gifted memberships. So all right, I'm gonna go eat. Go subscribe to 808 Freddy's, subscribe to Scared. I would say subscribe to John, but like I don't know if he needs my clout, but go ahead if you're not already. But definitely we gotta get Scared up to 1K. We gotta get him up there. Anyway. I'm done. What's this? Thanks for starving for the extra long stream. Mr. You didn't have to do that. Thank you so much. Oh my god. I'm gonna go eat the rest of my burger that I didn't finish from lunch. Honestly, I really have not eaten very much today because like when I finally got food, my body was like, and I couldn't eat. So, I mean, I ate. I did. I had some fries and some burger, but just not very much of it. So I'm gonna go do some reheating. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. You know what? Just for that. You know what? Because you did that, I gotta share the wealth, right? What? No wealth hoarding? Oh my gosh, guys. Be nice to each other. They're getting Nancy. Hold on. I gotta share the wealth real quick. Hold on. Where's the stream? There it is. Go ahead. Have some fun. We got Shark Hunter. We got McWeegee. We got Super Go. Trickle down economics in real time. It's so true. We got Watts and we got Dedicated. Let's go. That's a good way to end the stream, I think. And I also drank water today. If you have not had your water, have your water. This makes me look rich. This was like really on clearance at Walmart. Okay. Reagan is tossing and turning and we love it. Keep doing it, buddy. You ain't dead enough yet. This is what I'm buying with all my streaming super chat money. Okay. Thanks. Have a good night. Okay. I'll be back next week. Bye. Okay. Bye. Okay. Bye.